It's 6 o'clock. I'm Simon Oxley. The headlines: Penn school staff say it will never be the same again. Formula One star gassed in burglary in France. And Watford fan preparing for Premier League opener.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Penn School, the special school in Buckinghamshire in administration, would have to halve in size even if a new buyer was found. That's according to teachers who were among the 71 staff made redundant yesterday. They say students would have found new schools and staff new jobs even if the school was to reopen. More from Sarah Jenkins.
Head of IT at Penn School, Jakob Hani, fears that even if a buyer was found for the school, it could not return to what it was. Mr. Hanouf was made redundant, but has found himself another job, and so would be unable to return even if the school was to reopen. The administrators say they're still holding discussions with a number of interested parties to buy the school, but there are no firm offers as yet.
The Formula One driver Jenson Button and his wife have been the victims of a burglary while on holiday in France. Criminals are believed to have pumped anaesthetic gas through air conditioning vents as the couple slept at a villa in Saint-Tropez, knocking them out. An estimated £300,000 worth of items was stolen, including an engagement ring. A veteran politician who's accused of sexually abusing children in the 1960s, 70s and 80s is due to appear before magistrates in London today. Prosecutors had decided Lord Janner, who was a Labour MP for almost 30 years, was too ill with dementia to stand trial. That decision was overruled. Lord Janner and his family deny any wrongdoing. A group of parents from Biggleswade who paid for play equipment outside their homes have been told to remove it. Aragon Housing Association say it's after advice from insurers over potential claims for injuries on the trampoline and toys. Jackie Green started the play area.
We've always said that we wanted a park or something nearby. When the housing officer said that he wanted us to remove all the toys, it was just kind of a kick in the direction to start forward planning for getting them to hopefully put a park in. We have considered asking Aragon how much the insurance would be and then paying it ourselves, but hopefully they will let us keep the toys at least for the summer holidays.
Watford fan Nick Crewis has spoken of his excitement at attending tomorrow's Premier League opener at Everton, just 5 months after being left in a coma. The father of two from Hemel Hempstead was attacked after Watford's game at Wolves in March.
As soon as the fixtures come out, I was down here coming at 9:01 and I was phoning up mates at 9:02 to see if they wanted to go. So, yeah.
With it being the first away game after what happened, is there any nerves at all?
No. Not really. I don't remember what happened the last time, so it's not really bothering me, to be honest with you.
In sport, England's cricketers are on course to win back the Ashes. They will start day 2 of the 4th test at Trent Bridge on 274 for 4. That's a lead of 214 after Australia were all out for just 60. The weather dry and sunny, maximum temperature 23 degrees Celsius, and you can get the latest news and sport online at bbc.co.uk/3 counties.
Right. OK, you all right, Simon?
Very well.
Excellent. Great to hear it. Anything nice this weekend?
Going to Accrington.
Who are they?
Exactly.
That was the line. There we go. Thank you very much indeed. Always nice to reference an 80s milk advert. Let's start off with some people talking in a car, shall we?
I know. If this keeps up, we won't be in London till Boxing Day. I know.
Good day, sunshine. Good day, sunshine. Good day, sunshine. I need to laugh.
Everyone.
And when the sun is out, I've got something I can laugh about. I feel good in a special way. I'm in love and it's a sunny day. Good day, sunshine. Good day, sunshine. Good day, sunshine. We take a walk, the sun is shining down. Burns my feet as I touch the ground. Good day, sunshine. Good day, sunshine. Good day, sunshine. Good day, sunshine. Good
Beatles doing 80s versions of Beatles songs. Guys, I mean, come on! It's Friday. This is my last show of the week. I'm going home after this. I'm actually going home to bed. I tried to have a little cheeky bum fire in my garden yesterday. Huh? I had a bum fire.
Right.
I bought, oh, hang on a minute.
Across beds, bucks.
No. There we go. So, right, stop. Just
shut it, pal.
You're going to get on my nerves, Robo Dave. Now, I've bought two things. Okay, who keeps twisting my melons? I bought a robot.
Just shut it, pal.
Robo Dave.
Yep.
I'm currently programming him.
Mm-hmm.
Have I won?
No. And I also bought something that looks like a space rocket. It looks like a hobo hustler.
What?
A hobo hustler.
What?
You know, in the 50s, you get. You know what a hobo is?
Yeah. Oh no, Wikipedia, Kelly, quickly.
Why is your microphone not loud?
Wait a minute, here we go.
Oh,
Yes?
Right,
okay. Well,
I'm going to look to you, Kelly.
Yes.
Do you know what a hobo is?
Is it a homeless person?
Correct.
Thank you.
From the 50s.
Yeah.
And they would hang around. What did I call it?
Hobo hustler.
Hobo hustler. I made the phrase up. So it's a bin, basically. It's a metal bin, but this is on legs, and you burn stuff in it.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
And so I was doing that yesterday, and I tell you two things. First of all, starting a fire is hard. Maintaining a fire is hard. The initial excitement of being involved in fire vanishes very, very quickly. Very, very quickly. So I had a fire, and then I was trying to burn rubbish detritus from my garden, and then in the end I thought, do you know what? I'm just going to phone a man up and he can come and collect it. So I've given a man some. Anyway, it's not really a story. I don't know why you made me tell you that. So you made me tell you that.
Thank you.
Great start to the show, guys.
Then what happened?
Anyway, so what happened was.
One time I trusted a stranger 'cause I heard his sweet song, and it was gently enticing me, though there was something wrong. But when I turned, he was gone, blinding me. His song remains reminding me he's a bandit and a heartbreaker. Ah, but Jesus was a cross maker. Sweet silver angels over the sea, please come down flying. He wages war with the devil, a pistol by his side, and though he chases him out windows and won't give him a place to hide, he keeps his door open wide. Fighting him, he lights a lamp. Inviting him, he's a bandit and a heartbreaker.
How do you work that one out?
But Jesus was a cross maker.
Yes.
Sweet silver angels over the sea, please come down flying low. I heard the thunder come rumbling, the night never looked so dim. I see the junction get nearer, and danger is in the wind, beneath the roads, looking grim. Hide me, I flee, desire divides me. He's a bandit and a heartbreaker. Oh, Jesus was a cross maker. Yeah, Jesus was a cross maker. Sweet silver angels over the sea, please come down flying low for me. One time I trusted a stranger 'cause I heard his sweet song, and it was gently enticing me, though there was something wrong. When I turned, he was gone, blinding me. His song remains reminding me he's a bandit and a heartbreaker. Oh, but
little bit of Mama Cass. You can't go wrong with a bit of Mama Cass. I'm talking. You know, we had her daughter on, Owen. I'm talking to her about maybe doing a little Mama Cass documentary.
Oh, little
Mama Cass documentary would be nice, wouldn't
it? You like your docs, don't you?
I do like my docs. Now, Justin Dealey. Plenty for you to do. Busy day today, mate.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Very busy day. We've got something very. We'll see if we get time to mention this special thing we're going to be doing. But first of all, let's talk about Penn School. Penn School in Buckinghamshire would have to half in size, even if a new buyer was found. That's according to teachers. They've been speaking out after. If I sneeze in this, I apologise. Okay. They've been speaking out after 71 staff and support workers were made redundant by administrators yesterday. The private school for autistic and deaf children closed last month when it ran out of money. Lockers, as always, if you get me a list of all of the trustees, please. We like to read their names out every time we do this story because they don't talk to us. And you should know who isn't talking to us. Justin, why have these redundancies been made?
Yeah, as you say, the school went into administration in July after the money ran out. Since then, parents and teachers have been fighting the closure, hopefully trying to find a new buyer for the school. Parents have been told to make alternative arrangements for their children in September. And now it would appear that the staff are having to do the same. 71 school staff and support workers were made redundant yesterday. The administrators say that with no more funds available, they cannot continue to pay the teacher's salary. A few members of staff are going to be kept there to maintain the site, but that's the very latest. 71 school staff and support workers made redundant yesterday.
What are the teachers saying? Obviously, they're not going to be very happy.
No, not at all. I mean, later we are going to be hearing from head of IT, Jakob Hanif. Jakob was actually outside the school on the last day of term talking to us.
He called in, yes.
Yeah, and also teaching assistant David Booth. Both have told us they are now having to make other arrangements in September, with Mr. Hanif saying he's already got a new job. Now, because of this, they both believe that even if a new buyer came in to save Penn School, and we're all hoping and praying that happens, well, the school wouldn't be the same come September, because obviously if you're a teacher, your job is in limbo. It has been for weeks. Now you've been made redundant. They've got to think about paying their own bills. So even if the school did reopen, there's a major concern now that those specialist teachers who have been there for so long and got that special connection with the pupils, well, they wouldn't be at Penn in September anyway.
Okay, so what's next for the future of the school?
Well, Deloitte, the administrators, say they're working hard to secure the best outcome for the school. In a statement, they say they're still holding discussions with a number of interested parties to buy the school, but no firm offers as yet, even though we were told by the head there was one firm offer on the table. They're hoping that a new buyer will come forward and save the school, because the pupils there and the parents desperately need this.
Okay, Matt, I think you've got the list of all the trustees. The trustees, of course, are refusing to speak to us, and more importantly to any of the parents. These are the people who continually say no when they're asked for interviews, or parents want to talk to them. Instead, they found the time to engage a PR company. Their names are, please.
Paul Ricketts, Hugh Forsyth, Carrie Allen, Dara Gallick, Wendy Moore, Kerry McLeish and Timothy Layfield.
Thank you very much. Those people don't feel it's appropriate to talk to us. Now, well, on a lighter note, but I'm going to start by talking about death.
Yes.
The world of showbiz is significantly darker this week.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've lost not one legend, not three legends. We've lost two legends.
Two, okay.
We lost Cilla Black this week.
Yeah.
We lost Minder, George Cole yesterday. Yeah. And I don't want to say too much about the curse, but we have mentioned both of those people very recently. Cilla Black in the last couple of weeks, George Cole, I think it was even this week we were talking about Minder.
People know it and they get it as well.
And the thing is, I didn't know that George Cole had died until I started getting loads of tweets from people saying, oh my God, Iain, the curse has struck again.
Yeah.
Going, what? And then it popped up that George Cole had passed away. And it's got me thinking, right, and this is genuine. Some people think this is a P-take. This got me thinking. When was the last time someone went up to George Cole, or publicly, we went to George Cole before he died, do you know what, George, we love you?
Yep.
All this outpouring, front page news, all on news headlines last night, he should have got that when he was alive.
Absolutely.
He should have been getting that for the last 20 years of his life. George Cole, Minder, Flash Harry, Root, we love you.
Yep.
You're brilliant, okay? And when you die, we're going to miss you a lot.
Yes.
Same with Cilla. Cilla's slightly different, but still the outpouring of love after she died far outweighs what she had in the last, 10 years of her
Yeah,
life.
of course, yeah.
Although there was that Scylla TV, so it's slightly different. And so it got us thinking this morning, just me and you, that we should celebrate our heritage entertainers. That's a good phrase.
Yeah, I love it.
Old people before they die.
Yes.
And we should just put our thumbs up and say, do you know what? You're a legend, you're a player, you're a geezer, you're a bird.
Yeah.
And when you pass away, we're going to miss you.
Yes.
So, I know we're tempting the curse ever so slightly.
Yeah.
You've come up with someone that you think we should celebrate while
definitely.
they're still alive.
And do you know what as well? He's been featured a lot on TV this week and radio, giving quotes about Scylla. Jerry Marsden. Now, you think he was the first man, good old Jerry,
Yeah.
he was the first man to have 3 number ones in a row.
Yeah.
So he's an absolute legend. His music is loved by loads of people. He still goes on tour. And he's a proper geezer. And we should be celebrating his life. Not when he dies, oh, Jerry, what a legend. No, Jerry, what a legend today.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are playing Jerry, What a Legend today. Matt, your favourite Jerry Marsden song?
You'll Never Walk Alone.
You had to Wikipedia that before you came on air.
No, I didn't.
You Googled it?
No.
You did, mate. We saw you do it in the
No,
office. We can
I
check
knew
your
that.
browsing
I
history.
knew that.
And you don't want us to check that.
No.
Dealey, take it to the streets.
I
Let's
will
get
do,
some
boss.
love for Big Joe.
Yeah.
Thank you, mate.
Pleasure.
I'll see you in a bit.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's quiet on the motorway so far this morning, but on the M1 there's roadworks between junction 12 for Flitwick and 11 for Dunstable. That means there's a lane closed in both directions and 50-mile-an-hour speed limits, which could cause delays later on. In Cotterhead on the A507, that's still closed in both directions between Warren Lane at Cotterhead and the Walken turn-off. And in Bricketwood on the North Orbital Road, it's starting to get busy at the M25 junction 21A roundabout. On the train departure boards, there's no reports of any problems at the moment. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Sammy, sorry, I've got idiots talking in my ear.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Mucus and sputum are the same thing, aren't they?
I've never heard of the second one.
I've got the two kids arguing in my ears. As you're talking, Kelly goes, Dad, Matt doesn't know if it's called mucus or sputum. And then Matt
I've never
goes,
heard of sputum.
Matt goes, Dad, she's looking at me.
Oh, I know. So mucus is the one that's like in your throat, it's congested, whereas mucus is just
the
what's in your
green
nose.
stuff.
You just said the same word twice. Hope you're enjoying your breakfast of sputum coffee. And I hope I can say that. They're the same thing, I think, Sammy.
Where is it? Is that like a local term, sputum?
No, it's like a medical term. It's like Latin or something.
Oh, cool.
Don't worry, you keep listening. You'll learn a lot listening to this show. You'll learn that you should be listening to another show primarily, but 6:18. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. Penn School would have to half in size even if a new buyer was found. That's according to teachers made redundant yesterday. The Formula One driver Jenson Button has been burgled in the south of France after being knocked out with anaesthetic gas. And a group of parents from Biggleswade who paid for play equipment outside their homes have been told to remove it due to a potential insurance claim.
Nick Coffer on BBC Three Counties
Nick
Radio.
Coffer.
For over 6 decades, comedian Ken Dodd has been touring and selling out theatres.
I'm very blessed, actually, Mr. Nick, because if the jokes aren't connecting as much as I'd like them to, I can always burst into song.
Weekdays from 12.
Much of that music, not least the Happy Mondays, has not only stood the test of time, it still sounds as fresh as it did then.
Certainly does, yeah. 60s knockoffs. It's sure that weren't that other lot, not us.
Nick Coffer.
Live at Woburn Abbey for the Woburn Abbey Garden Shed. It's very nice to actually speak to you in your home. You are the very proud garden manager.
I am indeed, yes. I'm proud of what we've achieved as a team here at Woburn. It's fantastic.
Nick Coffer. Weekdays from 12 on BBC Three Counties Radio.
I've just had an email from Paul Scoynes. Do you know how he signed it off? Scoindog millionaire. I mean... We are celebrating Big Jer today. Yeah, Jerry Marsden. All these celebs that die, the outpouring of love after they die is amazing, but it's kind of... Well, it's comforting to the families, but it's kind of meaningless to the person because they're dead. Mm-hmm. I'm going to put your microphone on.
There we go, lovely.
I'm going to turn it back off again. So, today we are celebrating Jerry Marsden. You want to phone up, you want to celebrate the magic of Jerry Marsden, you want to say, but basically give us a tribute to him. Say all the nice things you would say if he were dead, but we can say it and he's still alive, and there's a chance he might hear it. It might make him... I'm aware as well, Kels, I'm phrasing this slightly clumsily, and I'm not doing this with my tongue in my cheek. My tongue is in my cheek ever so slightly, if I'm honest. But this isn't... I'm not trying to be morbid. I'm not making fun of Scylla and Arthur Daly, and I'm praying that the curse doesn't strike Jerry Marsden. If Jerry Marsden dies in the next 2 weeks, I quit. I quit. I'm going to have to never speak. I'm going to go and live on an island with some monks.
Don't say monks.
No. 03459 455 555. Now, a mum from Biggleswade is calling on a housing association to provide a safe area for children to play. It comes after Jackie Green was told by Aragon that play equipment would have to be removed from outside her flat over possible insurance claims. Matt Lockwood has got more. Tell us where Jackie lives.
Well, she has a flat in Winston Crescent. Her 5-year-old son, along with the other children, love playing on the equipment she's installed in the communal gardens. They paid for a trampoline, a paddling pool and loads of lovely outside toys. Now, Jackie says 2 years this equipment's been outside or put outside, and it hasn't been a problem until now, Ian. They were told it was fine as long as they put it away at night, which they've done.
So what's changed then?
Well, last week Jackie Green was contacted by a housing officer from Aragon. Now, she was told that the play equipment would have to be removed for insurance purposes. Now, she's not buying that exactly, and she believes someone complaining to the housing associations brought this about. The housing officer told Jackie that he would be hand-delivering letters to residents in the blocks last Friday. This gave them 7 days' notice to remove any items on the public areas, or they would have to be removed.
OK, well, are there other places that her kids can go and play?
Well, Jackie suffers from arthritis, which stops her from travelling far. Now, she's been advised to send the children to use a nearby playing field. Trouble is, that's full of dog poo and rubbish, so not very nice.
Come on.
I know, and Biggleswade Town Council have told us that they had to remove an old swing and slide close to Winston Crescent because they were concerned about its safety. It was dangerous. Although they haven't determined if it'll be replaced. They did look at providing a play area nearby, but they didn't get planning permission for that. However, they've told us they're looking into other options depending on budget. So while all this is going on,
come on, guys.
Jackie and the other parents want to keep their own play area for at least the rest of the summer. So she's now started an online petition which has attracted a lot of support, over 300 signatures.
What time am I speaking to Aragon this morning?
Oh, I wish we was. I really do. We did try him yesterday. So,
wish we were.
I know, and so do I.
No, you said was?
Yeah. Anyway.
You wish we were?
We wish we were.
I wish we were.
Up north we say was.
Was, not was.
Was.
What, the dinosaur?
Shall I read you just what they said?
Well, it's quite long.
It's pretty much what I've already said, really.
They've sent us a statement.
So, let's get this resolved in some way. Okay. Hopefully.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time.
Yeah, lovely.
No?
You've got loads of records, haven't you? Can I look through your records and maybe pick one?
I'll tell you what you can.
I just want to see what's in your,
Can I give you a record to keep as a gift?
What?
There you go. You can have that. You can actually have that.
Is this any good? I think we're alone now, Tiffany. Oh, yeah! Working as fast as we can. Has
he heard the song before?
I seem to have induced some sort of fit.
I think we're alone now.
Alone
now. Wait a minute.
Now, admittedly...
you got me excited there.
You can see Tiffany's crack there. Cracked. The record is snapped. Snapped, crackled and popped.
Well, the
fact
that your hands have touched it, you are a celebrity, aren't you? So,
would
that's
you
pretty
go now?
exciting to me. Yeah. Oh,
would you go now, please?
Thank you very much.
Would you actually get out now, please? Please just leave.
Oh, now he's in here with me.
Yeah, I know. That's your problem. Deal with it. 03459 455 555 is the telephone number. We're celebrating the magic of Jerry Marsden today. Before he passes away, he's not ill, he's not poorly or anything like that. And I know someone will complain. If you are going to complain, I suggest you use words. It's just easier to understand. 03459 455 555 is the telephone number. Let's get some Trav.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's quiet so far this morning. There's no reports of any problems on the motorways, but on the M1 there's roadworks between junction 12 for Flitwick and 11 for Dunstable, which could cause delays later on. On the A406 North Circular Road in Ealing, that's very busy now between the Hillcrest Road and Oaksbridge Road at Ealing Common if you're heading into London. And in Amersham on the A404 there's roadworks going on at Wealdon Lane, so that could cause some delays later on, but it's looking not very busy at the moment on the speed sensors. And on the train departure boards there's no reported problems at the moment. Samantha Brough, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Are you real?
Sorry?
Are you real?
I give you. Is that what he said?
Are you real?
Oh, it's quite nice, isn't it?
We boy slackers.
Across beds, cards and bugs.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 6:30. I'm Simon Oxley. Penn School, the special school in Buckinghamshire in administration, would have to halve in size even if a new buyer was found. That's according to teachers who were among the 71 staff made redundant yesterday. The Formula One driver Jenson Button has been burgled in the south of France, apparently after being knocked out with an anaesthetic gas. And a group of parents from Biggleswade who paid for play equipment outside their homes have been told to remove it due to potential insurance claims.
Three Counties Sport.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
England's cricketers are on course to win back the Ashes. They'll start day 2 of the 4th test at Trent Bridge on 274 for 4, with Joe Root on 124. That's a lead of 214 after Stuart Broad's 8 for 15 helped dismiss Australia for just 60. The new football season kicks off tomorrow with Watford back in the Premier League and away to Everton. The Hornets have made 10 new signings. Manager Quique Flores says they can stay up.
When I started in Getafe 12 years ago, it was the same. Getafe is the first time goes to play in the Spanish league, and we are favourite to relegation again. But we are working every season with the idea to remove this idea of our mind.
Milton Keynes Dons start their first season in the Championship away to Rotherham. Dons boss Carl Robinson is aware his team are facing a challenge.
Ultimately, the strikers, obviously, they need fewer chances to take the opportunities to score goals, and there'll be less chances this year for us, so we need to be more potent. We can't have 4 to score 1. It's just in both boxes. We need to make sure that we're defensively better and offensively that we're more potent when our chances come along.
In League 2, Luton have made 11 new signings and start away to Accrington with striker Craig McHale-Smith, one of several players who will be making his debut for John Still's side.
Piano players, piano carriers, who's going to play the piano where he can, but 6 people got to bring the piano on for him to play it. So, I think it is a bit like that. Craig's a terrific signing for us, but I mustn't and we mustn't underestimate the role of people that are not as obvious.
Also in League 2, Teddy Sheringham takes charge of Stevenage for the first time at home to Notts County, and last season's beaten playoff finalists Wickham start the new season at home to York. In last night's Europa League matches, Southampton went through, West Ham are out, Manchester United and Celtic are in this morning's Champions League playoff draw. BBC Three Counties News and Sport, the next full bulletin at 7.
Sorry, Simon, I wasn't paying much attention there. I was thinking that, am I right in playing the communards next? And do you know what? I'm just going to play it.
Go for it.
But was there a football man talking about piano playing?
Pianos, yes.
Why would he be doing that?
I think the point. Well, they've signed this new striker who's going to score lots of goals.
Richard Clayderman, is it?
Not quite. No, Andre Prevent. No.
I'm old enough to get that. Yeah,
that would be tricky. I think the point he's trying to make in a sort of long-winded way was that if you have a great piano player, somebody needs to carry the piano on.
No, hang on, that's not the point he was trying to make. That's the point he made. I don't know what that means.
It means, I think, that he might have a great striker, but somebody's got to pass him the ball.
Oh, football's full of numpties. Thank you, Simon. Yeah, I'm playing this. I don't care. Yeah? This is a great tune, guys. A great tune. Don't leave me this way.
Guzzler.
Celeste is unhappy. I thought his rude badinage was purely that, just bants. Doesn't he? He hates me. Why have sports bulletins on your show when you continue to just ridicule them? Get stuffed. Ooh! Tasty.
Sausage.
So. I can do it. Here we go. I can do it.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can do it. I can do the high bit. Hang on. Here we go. Here we go. I'll do the beginning bit. Here we go. I've got to stand up for this. Here we go, ready? No, hang on. Do the chorus. I can't do it anymore. I used to be able to do it when I was younger. I used to be able to do the comedy nights when I was younger, but I can't do it anymore. So, Kelly, you're going to start a kids club, yeah?
Hmm?
You're going to start a kids club, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. What are you going to call the kids club?
Kelly's Kids Club.
All right, the KKK. Probably not the best.
It'd be KKC.
Well, no, but you spell club with a K for kids.
Okay.
And you can't call it KKK
No,
because I don't know if you're aware
that's
that
already taken.
Well, in many ways, it's as bad as this kids club's name. It's called ISIS now. I's got the ice because I'm ice-inking ISIS. A kids club called ISIS like a boy named Sue. A kids' club called ISIS has refused to change its name despite a string of complaints. Parents say it reminds them of the IS terror group that's beheaded British hostages.
Yeah.
ISIS, what? That really reminds me of something. What is it? Oh, yeah, ISIS. Ofsted also urged the After School and Holiday Club to switch the name. But owners Lucy Hopper and Siri Roke, that's the mobile phone lady, isn't it?
Where are your kids? ISIS.
Both 35 ignored the please. Spell please, as in I'm pleading you to stop that.
Isn't it just Please?
No.
Isn't it just like please?
No.
Is it without the E?
Yeah. So it's spelled plays. I mean, it's the second, so it's the second E missing.
Second E, yeah.
It looks weird. They set up the ISIS Out of School Club. Rack up those phone calls, Matt. They set up the ISIS Out of School Club in Basingstoke in January 2014. A young boy who attended... Oh, for crying out loud. A young boy who attended called Lucy Is and Siri Sis. So they came up with Isis, who's the Egyptian goddess of children. Siri said, a guy from Ofsted mentioned there a call complaining about name. He asked if that would be something we would consider changing. I said, no, didn't feel it was necessary. The name had a great meaning for us. Isis has a lot of history that will hopefully live longer than terrorist association.
Keith Lemon said that.
It's not bad, is it?
No, it's not bad.
I can't stand him.
Oh, I like him.
No, I don't. I don't like him. No.
I didn't used to like him. I used to be really rude about him on telly, and then he came on a show I was doing, and was kind of made jokes about the fact I'd been rude about him and took it in good. And then I met him years later when I finally got the act, and I said, I'm really sorry, Lee. I've been really rude about you on the telly, and I didn't get it, and I get it now, and I think you're a genius. He said, hang on a minute.
It's nice of him.
My uncle likes him as well.
That's great news. Now, this story continues, guys. Lucy added, we get comments on Facebook and we have to defend ourselves. Then she comes up with a brilliant argument that you cannot deny. If a terrorist group called itself Lucy, would I change my name? No. If a terrorist group called itself Lucy, would I change my name? No. With logic like that, you can't really go wrong, can you? She knows her onions.
I would definitely want to drop my kids off with her.
The artist.
Where does that phrase come from about onions?
Sorry?
The phrase about onions.
This isn't the Mark Forrest show. Why are you asking a question about the etymology of words?
You like that, don't you?
What, the Mark Forrest show?
No.
Onions?
Yeah, I love onions. I do love a good onion, actually.
Mm.
Not really much of a vibe today, guys. And if I'm honest, I'm blaming you, lockers.
Really?
I'm holding you personally responsible. Ooh, psychedelic. Faux psychedelia. Oh. Backwards drums.
Stetson. Easy.
It's got benefits and it's got disbenefits.
My name is Todd.
That's old news.
Good morning, sir.
Doorbell. Doorbell. Doorbell.
Doorbells.
Morning, guys. Iain Lee, BBC Three Counties Radio. You know the score. You can call in about anything. If you fancy a whinge or whatever, why the hell not? It's Friday.
If you hear a whisper, give us a shout. I'll come out and bake your eggs. What?
03459 455 555. Let's get our tributes into Jerry Marsden. Nothing's happened to Jerry. I just think it's time that we celebrated our heritage celebrities kind of while they're still alive. Anyone else you think we should be celebrating while they're still here? 03459 455 555 81333. Start your text 3CR. Why the hell not? Why the hell not?
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
In Cheshunt, Turner's Hill's been closed in both directions between College Road and Church Lane because of a fire, and also on Longfield Lane that's been closed between Rosedale Way and Flamstead End Road because of a police incident. In Ealing on the A406 North Circular Road that's looking very busy between Hillcrest Road and Uxbridge Road at Ealing Common. And looking at the motorways, there's no reported problems on the M25, but on the M1 there's roadworks going on in both directions between junction 12 for Flitwick and 11 for Dunstable, which could cause some delays because there's a lane closed in both directions. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you, Sammy. Weather coming up in a second. Before that, though, 6:47. It's Friday, the 7th of August. I'm Iain Lee. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. Penn School would have to half in size even if a new buyer was found. That's according to teachers made redundant yesterday. The Formula One driver, Jenson Button, has been burgled in the south of France, apparently after being knocked out with anaesthetic gas. Bit windy, Pops, bit of my own guess there. I don't think it's anaesthetic, but it's certainly toxic. And a group of parents from Biggleswade who paid for play equipment outside their homes have been told to remove it due to potential insurance claims. Let's get the web.
Beds, hearts and bucks weather.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Hello, a very good morning to you. It's going to be a lovely day today across the three counties. We'll see plenty of sunshine around. There is some high cloud that's going to gradually thin and break, I think, through the course of the morning. It will just come and go. It won't spoil the sunshine. It has been a bit of a chilly start, so I think you will need your jacket this morning, but temperatures rising probably to something like 23, even 24 degrees Celsius a bit later on. So all in all, pretty lovely day, and the winds are very light as well. Overnight tonight, not a lot to report. I think we'll see lots of sunshine around for your Friday evening. And then clear skies largely, lows of around 12 or 13 degrees Celsius again. And into tomorrow morning, yes, we'll start the day off with lots of blue skies around again, light winds, ridge of high pressure, plenty of sunshine on Saturday. It's looking really quite lovely, not just across the three counties, but across the whole of the country, in fact. Things will change slightly on Sunday. Now on Saturday, we're expecting highs of around 24, 25 degrees. Same sort of temperatures on Sunday. We might just start to see a little bit more in the way of cloud, though, particularly as we head through the afternoon. The breeze could pick up as well, but all in all, pretty nice day, still lots of sunshine, and that will last on into next week. So yeah, some lovely days of weather coming up. Set your outdoor plans now for the weekend. That's the forecast.
If I listen too long, my brain turns to mush.
Cruel minds, spiteful ways, concentrate on yourself. The only hate that you get is jealousy. Figure of speech can't explain. Singing talks, but birds can sing. How can I look at it another way if I'm only breathing? But I will put you first, and you will talk to me like I'm the rest of your life. So don't leave me stranded all by myself. I am cold and alone, and I need your help. Fool's eyes, destiny's way. With you, how can I concentrate on the good life if you're so sweet? Holding back, but I can't wait. I can feel them listening. How long will it take before I breathe the breath that you're breathing? But I will put you first, and you will talk to me like I'm the rest of your life. So don't leave me stranded all by myself. I am cold and alone, and I need your help. I need your help. I need your help. So go far away and take my heart. Let me decay. I am fine with it, but when you reload, take my warm heart in one hand for when your feet get cold. So don't leave me stranded by myself. I am cold and alone.
There's nothing in life that makes me happier. Well, three things in life that fill me with joy. A dog chewing on a bone, beautiful. A cat that's just found out its bed has been sprayed with catnip. Have you ever seen that? It's adorable. And Dealey striding out into a park, a microphone in one hand, a growler shoved in his mouth, about to be sparked up. That is contentment. Who was that, Kels?
That was Helium. It's our introducing track of the week. They're from Bedford.
I quite like that.
Did you?
I did quite like that, yeah.
Good, I'm glad.
Aye.
Yeah.
Yay.
Hey.
Did you have a nice birthday?
I did.
Last year?
Last year.
You thought I was going to say yesterday. I must have meant last year.
Oh, good
when you were
one.
18.
Oh,
No,
I've
do you have
been
a
had.
good birthday?
Which one?
Huh?
Which one?
Well, which one do you think?
Yesterday was good. Last year
5
was
years
good.
ago!
That was excellent.
Do you have a good birthday? Matt?
Yeah?
Could you ask her if she had a good birthday?
Kelly, my darling.
Last year.
Did you have a good birthday
I've
year?
I've had a good birthday every year.
Every year's been a
Every
good
year's
birthday.
been a great
Well, I'm going to
year.
invent a time machine,
Yeah.
and I'm going to go back to every birthday, and I'm going to watch you from a distance, from a very young age up to your young age now, via binoculars. And if I don't get arrested,
Yeah.
but I find out that one of those birthdays wasn't good, I'm going to
They've all been
say
excellent.
it now.
Every day of my life has been
She's
sweet,
right.
sweet, sweet.
Sweet, hit that sweet spot one more time.
You should be thankful that
You
you're
should be what? You're right. I should be thankful that you didn't just swear on it. Justin Dealey.
Hey, boss, if that happens, I know I can get a DeLorean. And also, in my car right now, Huey Lewis and the News, the greatest hits.
Man, have you ever interviewed Huey Lewis?
Yeah, legend.
The nicest man in the world, isn't he?
Just absolute hero. You think about his music, it's brilliant.
I quite like Huey Lewis. I wasn't a massive Huey Lewis fan, but after meeting the gentleman and spending 25 minutes in his wonderful company, we should all just send him $1.
Yeah, the man has got class.
My friend came along. This is when I was at Absolute, and we were interviewing Huey Lewis, and it was a really nice chat. We had a really nice chat, and we talked about everything and the new album that he had out and stuff that was actually quite good. And my friend came along because his wife's brother, I think it was getting married, and their first dance was going to be Huey Lewis.
Oh.
And and he said, look, do you reckon Huey Lewis might record a little dedication? I said, well, come along, let's see how it is, because you can never tell what these celebs are going to be like. Some can be complete and utter. And it was going so well. At the end, I said, look, Huey, this is my friend Simon. His wife's brother's going to get married. They're having you as their first dance. Would you mind just recording a little thing? No. Would you mind signing a card for them? That was it. Would you mind signing a card? He said, it'd be my pleasure. So he wrote a card saying to such and such and such and such. I hope you have a great wedding. Love, Huey Lewis. And then he said, hey, while I'm here, do you want me to record something? And we went, yeah, that'll be awesome. And he recorded and let us film it, him going, hey guys, this is Huey Lewis from Huey Lewis and the News. I hear you've got a great taste in music. Well, I can't remember what the song was. I'm guessing it was A Power of Love. And he said, I hope you have a great wedding. I hope you have a great life together. Here's your first dance. It's me and The Power of Love.
Amazing.
And
amazing.
And so my friend then gave this couple the card on the day of the wedding. They gave this card before the wedding, and they went, oh, wow, you got Huey Lewis card. And he never mentioned the introduction that he'd filmed until before the dance went out, and then he played it. What a great treat.
Is a brilliant story. Love stories like that.
Love Story is a great movie. Love Stories. I do. Love Huey Lewis and the News. Don't always love the news, not when it can be so sad as it has been recently with the deaths of some great legends. Cilla Black. Do you like the way I did that?
Great link.
Listening to Wally Webb. Can't. He's off on holiday again. I want his agent. How does he get so much time off, that guy?
I have no idea. He must be favours somewhere up the chain.
Favours up the chain. So we get to listen to that girl playing some excellent music. So that's great. Anyway, so we thought it would be nice. We came up with this idea that we should be celebrating legends while they're still with us. Let them know just how loved they are. The phones have gone mental on this, but I'm sorry, callers. You're just going to have to wait, Colin.
Am I? Oh, all right.
Yeah. Because, Justin, you've taken this to the streets.
I have a full package coming up later on
Beautiful.
in the last hour of the programme about this. But yes, we should be celebrating people while they are still here. Jerry Marsden is the man we are going to focus on today. I've got some initial feedback in the first hour. How are people feeling about this? And, their words on Jerry as well. Here's what's happened. Good morning, madam. You're busy at work. But a quick question for you. How would you describe Jerry Marsden?
Absolute player.
Appreciate your time. Jerry Marsden, madam. I mean, what an absolute legend that man is. His music, just fantastic. Agreed?
Suppose so.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for your time. So, are you with us on this campaign that we should be celebrating Jerry, and now we should be celebrating him every single day? Not when he dies. We should be doing it right now.
There's no reason why you shouldn't celebrate stars that are still alive.
Yeah. It doesn't happen, though, does it?
No. Unfortunately, we don't realise people's value till they're gone.
So Jerry Marsden, in one word.
Legend.
John, you're from America. Jerry, we're celebrating his work, his life, which is still ongoing, of course. We're celebrating while he's alive. I mean, the man, when you think about what he's achieved, what an absolute legend.
You can put him in that same category, yeah.
So you think what we're doing today is the right thing to be doing?
Oh, yeah. It's the right thing for all the 60s groups and stuff like that. Yes, I do agree with that.
Right, so that's a great US perspective. Thank you, sir.
It really is. What an amazing American voice he had.
Brilliant. And I have to say, the people, they are fully behind this campaign. We should be doing this today. Let's celebrate legends when they are still alive.
Okay, 03459 455 555. We'll take your acknowledgements for Jerry. Anybody else you think we should be celebrating over the coming weeks? Colin, you've probably not got much longer left, have you?
Hey, what?
How are you doing this morning? You all right?
Yeah, I'm just
bit late for the travel.
Tweet.
Yeah, no, it's a bit late for the travel, mate. So I've got to go. Can I talk to you after? Can I talk? Shouldn't you be busy today? Don't you know what today is?
Fossil Friday. Hashtag Fossil Friday.
Hashtag Fossil Friday.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the M25, it's starting to build up anti-clockwise now from junction 17 for Maple Cross to 15 for the M4. In Cheshunt on Turners Hill, that's been closed between College Road and Church Lane because of a building fire. And also on Longfield Lane in Cheshunt, that's also closed between Rosedale Way and the Flamstead End Road because of a police incident. In Neaston on the North Circular Road, it's starting to look very busy from the M1 at the Staples Corner flyover towards Wembley. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Sammy, thank you very, very much. I've got to say, the atmos in the studio has just gone up by 10 notches. Simon Oxley, I don't know what you're wearing, but you smell absolutely divine this morning. Keep it going.
Local and vocal across Beds, Herts and Bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 7 o'clock. I'm Simon Oxley. The headlines: staff say Penn School will never be the same again. Formula One star gassed during burglary. An injured Watford fan ready for Premier League opener.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Penn School, the special school in Buckinghamshire in administration, would have to halve in size even if a new buyer was found. That's according to teachers who are among the 71 staff made redundant yesterday. They say students would have found new schools and staff new jobs even if the school was to reopen. More from Sarah Jenkins.
Head of IT at Penn School, Jakob Hani, fears that even if a buyer was found for the school, it could not return to what it was. Mr. Hanouf was made redundant, but has found himself another job, and so would be unable to return even if the school was to reopen. The administrators say they're still holding discussions with a number of interested parties to buy the school, but there are no firm offers as yet.
The Formula One driver Jenson Button and his wife have been the victims of a burglary while on holiday in France. Criminals are believed to have pumped anaesthetic gas through air conditioning vents as the couple slept at a villa in Saint-Tropez, knocking them out. An estimated £300,000 worth of items was stolen, including an engagement ring. A veteran politician who's accused of sexually abusing children in the 1960s, 70s and 80s is due to appear before magistrates in London today. Prosecutors had decided Lord Janner, who was a Labour MP for almost 30 years, was too ill with dementia to stand trial. That decision was overruled. Lord Janner and his family deny any wrongdoing. A group of parents from Biggleswade who paid for play equipment outside their homes have been told to remove it. Aragon Housing Association say it's after advice from insurers over potential claims for injuries on the trampoline and toys. Rachel Locke is one of the mums involved.
That'll be it. We won't have anything for our children to play with outside. Building the culture of PlayStations and Xboxes, and these are why these children are gaining weight. This is why the obesity crisis, they say. Part of getting our children active is giving them options that are fun to exercise. So you can't just sit them out there and go, oh, run. You know, you have to put toys and things to encourage that activity. And that's the only way we're going to get it, is if there's a park here, and there isn't.
Watford fan Nick Crewis has spoken of his excitement at attending tomorrow's Premier League opener at Everton, just 5 months after being left in a coma. The father of two from Hemel Hempstead was attacked after Watford's game at Wolves in March.
As soon as the fixtures come out, I was down here waiting, coming at 1 minute past 9, and I was phoning up mates at 2 minutes past 9 to see if they wanted to go. So, yeah.
With it being the first away game after what happened, is there any nerves at all?
No, not really. I don't remember what happened the last time, so it's not really bothering me, to be honest with you.
In sport, England's cricketers are on course to win back the Ashes. They'll start day 2 of the 4th test at Trent Bridge on 274 for 4. That's a lead of 214 after Australia were all out for just 60. The weather, dry and sunny, a maximum temperature 23 degrees Celsius. And you can get the latest news and sport online at bbc.co.uk/3 counties.
A biddly biddly bong.
Thank you, Simon. Morning, guys. Iain Lee, BBC Three Counties Radio. It's, I'm kind of in holiday mode again. I know. 3 weeks off in the space of, 6 weeks? It's hardly Wally Webb standard, though. That guy's never in. Anyway, busy show this morning. We're celebrating Jerry Marsden because he's alive. And it's just dawned on me this week that we don't really... heritage artists, we don't really celebrate them until they're dead. You know, George Cole over the front page of the papers today. Cilla Black front pages the other day. Well, hang on a minute. Why don't we celebrate these people when they're alive so they know how much we love them? So this morning, Jerry Marsden, He's fine, he's well, nothing's happened. Just Dealey and I put our heads together and we thought, hang on a minute, that guy's a geezer. He's a player.
Geezer.
And?
Player?
Yes. Put them together, what have you got?
Player.
There we go. So let's celebrate him today. Also, anybody else you think we should be celebrating while they're still alive? 03 459 455 555 is the telephone number.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
Colin, are you still there?
I am, yes.
Oh, flipping heck, mate.
I've just been reading.
Don't cry, mate. Don't cry. What happened?
No, I'm laughing.
Oh, thank God for that. It's so hard to tell these days, and it can get you into so much trouble.
What Kelly tweeted about her birthday card from her mum.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was quite unusual, wasn't it?
Have you met her mum?
Have I ate her mum?
Met?
No.
Oh. Hashtag Fossil Friday.
All right. Stop trying to sneak that one in. Is there a point to this call?
No, I just thought you were struggling for content because...
A little bit, yeah.
Played so many tracks.
Yeah.
You've not mentioned the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And I thought I'd ring up and have a chat.
Right, I tell you what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. Because you know Kath's away.
Yeah.
Kath's away. The mice are going to be running all over the shop. Kath's the producer of the show. She's away. This week I've had Matt Lockwood and Kelly Betts kind of running the show, okay? And I'll be honest, they're great, but, you know, I need someone with experience and authority to produce the show. Colin.
You're not suggesting me, are you?
Mate, I'm suggesting you. Would you do me the honour, and I'm down on one knee now, would you do me the honour, sir, of producing the last show before I have 2 weeks off?
No.
Oh, why not?
That was close.
That was close. Why? I'm angry and hurt and upset. Why not?
And ISIS, of course, is the name of a rowing boat.
Right. Are you going to produce this show or not?
I don't think I can from here.
Well, we'll come in.
No, I haven't got time.
All right, well then do it on the phone.
No.
There's a problem with old people these days. They haven't got the willingness to work. Colin, that's a real shame. 03459 455 555 is the telephone number. Chance of a lifetime. The chance of a lifetime. Now, Penn School keeps popping up, and we'll keep talking about this story. We won't let this one go. Penn School wouldn't be able to function on the same scale, even if a new buyer is found. That's according to teachers from the specialist school in Buckinghamshire, who were among the 71 school staff and support workers made redundant yesterday. Well, one member of staff who lost his job is David Booth, who is a teaching assistant, and he joins me now. Morning, David.
Good morning, Ian.
How long had you worked at Penn for?
4 years.
And I always get confused. What exactly is a teaching assistant? What would your day involve?
Well, we help the teachers with the most difficult pupils. We support them. We do one-to-one work with each individual young people. I myself looked after a young man who has Duchenne's muscular dystrophy and cannot move at all on here with his wheelchair. So basically we supported the teachers in the day-to-day running of the school.
Must have been very satisfying.
Extremely, yes.
Because we've heard some great stories from the parents, primarily mums, a couple of dads actually, about, you know, seeing their kids kind of struggle in mainstream schools, and they go to Penn, and the transformation is incredible.
Yes, it is a very, 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 very special place.
When did you find out that you were probably going to lose your job?
Well, to be honest with you, anybody with any sense knew that something was not right. We had a meeting in early June with the trustees who said that they'd forecast the figures for the coming September and we were only going to have 50 pupils. Well, obviously, you cannot run with the amount of staff if you only have 50 pupils. We asked why this situation was occurring, why we couldn't get more pupils. We were told it's because Buckinghamshire County Council refused to send pupils to us because we were in need of improvement with our Ofsted report. We were told that some teachers and some teaching staff would have to go. But at that stage, we were given very, very firm assurances by the trustees that we would all have jobs until at least September the 8th.
Oh.
And then, after September the 8th, they gave us a list of how many staff would have to go from each different department. And that was fine. We're all sensible people. We could see that was needed to be done.
Yeah.
And we agreed with that. We said, OK, that's fine, because we'd keep Penn School open. We were assured our wages would be there to be paid. Our deputy head actually asked the trustee directly, is there enough funds to pay us during the holidays? We were categorically assured that there was. 2 weeks later, some young men appeared in suits and white shirts and promptly called a meeting in the hall on the 15th of July. The 7th of July.
Yeah.
And informed us that due to financial losses, the school was to close and we were all to lose our jobs. That was as much on the 23rd of July. We were given no notice, just that 2-week period.
I mean, finding out that that some of you are going to lose your jobs in September is bad enough, but that gives you a few months to kind of look around and prepare yourselves for it. Then to get that, it's interesting. They because having spoken to Steve Baker, the MP for High Wycombe, he claims he was told on June the 5th by the headmistress the school was closing.
Yeah, the trustees knew, the headmistress knew, and Steve Baker knew. They were all told and kept secrecy. Why we don't know, because it's just. I mean, for myself personally, I'm 63, and it's not that the hardship that it is for some of the teachers there that have got young families. And at that time of the year, in 2 weeks' time, after that with their announcement, 2 weeks later, those people are unemployable until September. They cannot get a job.
And that you're right. That's it, because all the hey guys, all the schools are shut. You can't go around knocking on doors saying you got any jobs going.
No, there's nothing for them there until September. Luckily, couple of the guys happened to get in that last 2 weeks and managed to get a place. Because Penn School staff are so highly valued in the area, a lot of schools, as soon as they knew we were being closed, were on the phone to the school asking for the teachers to come in, have interviews there, which was great for the teachers. But what it now means is that if somebody does buy Penn School, then that expertise, because Penn School isn't bricks. Penn School isn't bricks and mortar. Penn School is the people that work there that makes it special. And those people are not going to be there. They're going to be scattered to the four winds. And the expertise that was drawn together over many years is going to be lost. It's as simple as that, really.
It does sound like a very special place.
It's very, very, very special.
There is still talk of a buyer coming in.
Yes, there is.
Have you heard any more about that?
Yes, I went to a meeting on Monday evening with the Parents Association. They are doing an absolutely outstanding job of trying to keep their school open because they want to save their children. They want their children's lives, for them, are much improved by them coming to Penn. So they've formed this committee, and there's about 35 of them, who are desperately battling to keep the school open. And they've had a meeting with a local businessman who has come up with a financial package. And for Deloitte to say that there's no offer on the table is a lie, an out-and-out, utter lie. These people have had an offer put on the table. It's been accepted financially. The man has been given till today to put a management package together, of which they are all working extremely hard to do, to keep the school open on a reduced amount of children. So I honestly and truthfully, I'm finding it really difficult to accept that Deloitte has our best interests at heart.
Well, David, just in fairness to Deloitte, they have told us in the past that there is an offer on the table. And I suppose the thing about Deloitte, Deloitte have spoken to us, and every time I've sent an email, I've got a reply back pretty sharpish.
You're very lucky. I've rung them 5 times and had no reply.
What do you think about the trustees?
Oh, do I have to go down that line?
Yeah, I'm really sorry.
I'll get myself in trouble. No,
don't swear.
I think, to be fair, they are volunteer people who have found themselves out of their depth in the modern financial world. They just haven't been able to cope with it all. And where they've let us down, and themselves down to a great extent, is that they've adopted an ostrich attitude of stick my head in the sand and it'll all go away until it's fell on them at the end. That they have treated us really, really badly, the staff and the pupils for that matter. They haven't thought about us and what's going to happen and the consequences of their actions. They have left it and left it and left it and left it until it's put us in a position where quite a lot of us won't have jobs in September. We will get jobs in November. I personally will get a job in September. I'm pretty certain of that. But the majority of the staff will take jobs that they don't want or don't want to do. And this is all down to the trustees of the school. It's their responsibility at the end of the day to ensure that the school is run on a sound financial basis. They haven't done so.
David,
but you see, it's very annoying when they're not accountable.
Yeah. This is the problem, David, and I've got to move on. I wish you the very best of luck in finding a job, and if more schools should have people like you who obviously care so much about your job and the pupils in them, that would be great. My beef with the trustees is they won't speak to us, they won't speak to you, they won't speak to the parents. Those trustees who won't speak to anybody are Paul Ricketts, Hugh Forsyth, Carrie Allen, Dara Gallick, Wendy Moyer, Kerry Lee McLeish and Timothy Layfield. They, if any of them want to give us a call, you're more than welcome to. And thanks to David as well for coming on. 03459 455 555, BBC Three Counties Radio. Let's get the trav.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
In Cheshunt, Longfield Lane is still closed between Rosedale Way and Flamstead End Road because of a police incident. In Redbridge on the North Circular Road, it's looking busy now from the M11 at South Woodford towards the A12 at the Redbridge roundabout. And in Watford on Exchange Road, it's very busy at Beech and Grove. On the motorways, there's no delays showing up at the moment. On the M25, it's all moving well. And on the M1, there are no delays through the roadworks between junction 12 for Flitwick and 11 for Dunstable. And on the train departure boards, there are no delays. But if you're using the London Overground today, there are minor delays between Cheshunt and Liverpool Street because of a faulty train earlier. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Catch me if you can.
Thank you, Sammy. 7:17. It is Friday, the 7th of August. I'm Iain Lee. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. Penn School would have to half in size even if a new buyer was found. That's according to teachers made redundant yesterday. The Formula One driver, Jenson Button, has been burgled in the south of France, apparently after being knocked out with an anaesthetic gas. And a group of parents from Biggleswade who paid for play equipment outside their homes have been told to remove it due to potential insurance claims.
Every weekday morning.
They're not getting shown what being British is.
The intention was to try and make the world a safer place.
No, it wasn't. It was to do with oil. Don't be naive, Jonathan, please.
The JVS Show.
I'm not comfortable with it. And if they feel they're being pilloried, well, they're putting themselves as the odd person.
It's such a violation of a child's sense of safety in the world.
And I hate to use that old cliche, Jane, but it hasn't done us any harm, has it?
The JVS Show.
No, I haven't made my point. I'll tell you when I've made my point.
Every weekday morning on BBC Three Counties Radio.
03459 455 555. Let's go straight to the Texas. Kelly. Let's pause before going immediately to the Texas with Kelly. What we're going to do is we're just going to take a breather. We're going to take things nice and easy. And then at a leisurely pace, we're slowly going to stride over to the area of garden where the Texas are kept. And
I don't hate you, Iain.
I don't hate you, Kelly.
Sir Les on the text.
I've done a little garden.
Oh, well, make sure you tidy it up.
Dear Iain.
Hello.
I fully agree with you about Jerry Marsden and celebrating his life while he's still around.
Okay.
But hopefully he still has quite a few years to go.
It's quite boring text, this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Shall I carry on?
No, you shan't. It's decided. You shan't. You shan't. I got an email. Listen to this. Here we go. Look, girls. Ian's emailed in. Iain, I'm currently listening to BBC... Oh, well, I shouldn't say it because it's unfair. Leicester. Where they are talking about a new cafe in Leicester... where they let cats roam free. Three Counties listeners don't know what they're missing. Now, I think a lot of BBC local radio breakfast shows are rubbish. This is the best one by a mile. But actually, these cat cafes are awesome. Have you seen the cat cafes?
But what, you buy food there?
Yes, mate, and then you stroke cat.
Are they like on the worktops and just, looking at you, just hanging around, about to pounce on you?
You're thinking of migrants.
I'd go if a cat came out in an apron, standing on its back legs, holding a little plate with sandwiches.
In Japan, we went to. There was a cafe in Osaka. No, it wasn't. It was Kyoto. I don't remember.
Doesn't matter.
It was in Kyoto. And they had cats there, and we'd go there and we'd go and have a nice glass of hot milk and
I really
stroke
like
a cat.
to stroke someone else's cat.
I don't like stroking someone else's dog. When Jonathan brought his dog in, it was disgusting.
No.
It was disgusting.
Poppy's lovely.
No, so you stroke someone else's dog, but not someone else's cat. Yeah. That's just weird, because cats are far more hygienic. Cats can clean their own anus with their tongue.
Yeah, and then they lick you.
Exactly. They're wiping it off.
But cats vibrate. Cats vibrate. You can't trust a cat. Any animal that vibrates, in my opinion...
Name another animal that vibrates.
Exactly, I don't know.
Well, stick insects. When they see big man or tiny woman coming, they just wobble, pretending they're a leaf.
I love that, yeah. Have you played a loud bassy tune to your stick insects?
Oh, is it like Billy Bass the Fish?
Sure.
Don't worry.
Yeah, they love it.
Be happy.
It's a funny thing. It looks like a fish mounted on a thing, and then you walk past it and go, don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be. And then he whistles. It's brilliant. It's flipping hilarious. Okay, you can also get owl.
Are you sure this is the best breakfast show?
You see, we've entered. I'm not saying what station, but they're based in Leicester. We've entered their world. You can also get owl cafes. This is true. They're going to open one in Birmingham. Why did you have to mention Birmingham? I used to work there. They're going to have
times.
Not always. They're going to have an owl cafe with. Who is that?
Sorry, that was me.
They're going to have an owl cafe with owls in. Would you rather have an owl?
No.
Or a cat?
An owl?
Or a cat? What would you rather have, Matt?
Owl.
Or cat?
Owl.
Or cat?
Owl.
Or cat?
Owl.
He's not going to answer the question, is he? Or cat? We'll continue this discussion after 7:30 when I've got nothing else to say. A mum from Biggleswade is calling on a housing association to provide a safe area for children to play. Parents all chipped in using their own money to provide toys, a new trampoline and a paddling pool after their nearby playground was taken down for being too dangerous. Well, Jackie Green has now started a petition after the Housing Association, Aragon, said their equipment had to be removed from outside her flat. She joins me now. Morning, Jackie. Oh, no, hang on. Hello, Jackie. So why are they saying you've got to get rid of all this stuff?
For insurance purposes.
What does that mean?
I have no idea. I mean, myself and Rachel, we go round, we pick up all the rubbish, and I'm sure if Aragon maintained the area where we've got all of the toys, they'd be shocked at some of the items that they find. I mean, we've got glass, there's shredded cans. I found an old razor once.
An old laser?
Razor.
Oh, I thought you said a laser. I thought, well, that's not that dangerous.
No, that'd be quite cool.
It would be quite cool, wouldn't it? Well, okay. And so, what toys, what equipment have you got out there? And describe the scene to me.
There's a trampoline, which is 14 foot. My son's dad bought it to go out there perfectly. Yep. There's a little shed playhouse, which is stashed full of bikes and balls and, random things. There's a little swing set, a seesaw, 2 slides, a couple of little mini ride-on fire engines, and a water table.
This is all because they closed the playground nearby.
We've been collecting these items for a couple of years because as our sons have grown, we've sort of accumulated more.
Yeah.
It's only recently that the closest park was taken away.
And how many kids would you say use all these toys?
Regularly, anywhere between 2 and 10, sometimes 15.
I bet it's hectic and noisy and a pain, but wonderful at the same time when you've got 10, 15 kids running around. I got two boys who are away at the moment, 5 and 3, and I miss them terribly. And I'm getting sent lots of videos of them being boys and they're playing, and and that's what. I thought we were supposed to be encouraging kids to get off their backsides and go outside and do something.
Yeah, I mean, the housing office randomly pulled up yesterday. He came out with some woman that I'd never met, never seen before. And he turned, looked at her and said, "Isn't it great seeing kids happy?" And I said, "Well, they might not be for long." And he was just like, "Well, can you imagine if everyone here exercised their right and brought something out onto the grass?" I was like, "Yeah, it'd be awesome." And he said, "Not from the landlord's point of view."
Right. Have any of your neighbours complained?
There's only one couple that we know about.
Right.
That complain to us. We don't know if they actually follow through with their complaint.
And what was their complaint? We don't like this in inverted commas junk outside our house.
They don't like seeing it outside their window. It's what they're usually saying to us.
I could kind of understand that. In all fairness, Jackie, if you've got, you don't necessarily, if you've not got kids, you don't necessarily like kids. You don't necessarily want to see kids bouncing around on a trampoline. I can kind of understand their point.
But they have grown-up kids who have kids of their own. So they've got grandkids. Yeah. And their kids, in actual fact, their kids used to play out here when they were younger.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
You've started a petition. How's that going?
Good. The online one's got, at last count, it was 292 signatures, so we're creeping up for 300.
Okay.
We've been around the estate as much as we can, and we've got around 100 signatures on the paper petition as well.
What I don't get, right, excuse me, I can kind of understand the neighbours that if you don't want to see that outside, then I can actually see their point of view, but if there's nowhere else for the kids to go and play, if we're encouraging kids to go outside so that they don't get fat, if we're all moaning the fact that we haven't got any sense of community and kids don't play outside anymore, then surely there has to be a compromise that the housing association can come up with to make this work, because this sounds like a brilliant bit of community spirit.
Yeah, it is absolutely amazing around here, apart from the one couple. Everyone that I've spoken to loves seeing the kids out there and enjoying themselves and hearing them enjoying themselves. Because when it's rainy and horrible, it's bleh. But when the kids are all out there and they're all having fun, it's amazing. It's an amazing atmosphere. Last weekend, we got everything out and said, everyone's welcome to come and play. Not many did because the weather was a bit rubbish.
Yeah.
But it was so good seeing new faces that we've seen walking past and actually came and introduced each other, sort of thing.
That doesn't happen anymore. That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
We've got a statement from Jill Higginson, who's head of housing management at Aragon. It's a bit boring, but I'll read it. Aragon Housing Association has taken the decision that large play equipment, such as trampolines or paddling pools, currently being used in the gardens of Winston Crescent and any other communal gardens will need to be removed. This is on account of advice from our insurers due to the potential for claims in the event of injury. There is no issue with smaller toys that can be taken inside when the kids have finished playing with them. What do you say to that?
Well, if you went to a park, just any random park, you're going for a day out and your kid falls off the swing, you're not instantly going to go, right, I'm going to go and make an insurance claim because my kid's fallen off the swing. It's just something that happens. Kids are kids. They have accidents. They fall over. Any child here that has had an accident, fallen off, I think one of them fell off the slide once. That was it. We didn't go, do you know what, we better go and give Aragon a quick ring just to get our insurance claim in.
What are you going to do, Jackie?
Kids, we can't...
What are you going to do?
I don't know. I'm going to keep fighting because it's the middle of the summer holidays. The kids want to play outside. I don't want to take all of the toys away. But Aragon need to give us some kind of play park, somewhere local where all of the kids can go. And it's safe in their terms.
All of these small little things like parks and things like that people think aren't important, and it's always a waste. And we've got to cut costs and we've got to save money. Actually, they're massively important. But, A, it's exercise, B, it's community. Jackie, I wish you the very best of luck. Will you keep in touch?
Brilliant. Yes, I will.
Nice one. Thank you very much for coming on. There we go. 03459 455 555. I can see the I can see the neighbours, the one family that's not happy with it being outside. I can kind of understand that. What do you think? Give us your thoughts on that, please. BBC Three Counties Radio. Let's get the travel.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's starting to get busier on the M25 anti-clockwise between junctions 16 for the M40 and 15 for the M4 is where it's looking quite slow. Also on the M25 junction 21A roundabout it's looking quite busy. And in Watford on Exchange Road there are queues around Beach and Grove. On the speed sensors having a look at Harpenden and the High Street looking quite slow in both directions. And on the trains there's no reports of any problems on the train departure boards, but if you're using the London Underground, the Jubilee line and Bakerloo line aren't stopping at Baker Street because of a power cut. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Across beds, hearts and bugs.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 7:30, I'm Simon Oxley. Penn School would have to halve in size even if a new buyer was found. That's according to teachers made redundant yesterday. The Formula One driver Jenson Button has been burgled in the south of France, apparently after being knocked out with an anaesthetic gas. And a group of parents from Biggleswade who paid for play equipment outside their homes have been told to remove it due to potential insurance claims.
Three Counties Sport.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
England's cricketers are on course to win back the Ashes. They'll start day 2 of the 4th Test at Trent Bridge on 274 for 4, with Joe Root on 124. That's a lead of 214 after Stuart Broad's 8 for 15 helped dismiss Australia for just 60. The new football season kicks off tomorrow with Watford back in the Premier League and away to Everton. The Hornets have made 10 new signings. Manager Quique Flores says they can stay up.
When I started in Getafe 12 years ago, it was the same. Getafe is the first time that goes to play in the Spanish league, and we are favourite to relegation again. But we are working every season with the idea to remove this idea of our mind.
Milton Keynes Dons start their first season in the Championship away to Rotherham. Dons boss Carl Robinson is aware his team are facing a challenge.
Ultimately, the strikers, obviously, they need fewer chances to take the opportunities to score goals, and there'll be less chances this year for us, so we need to be more potent. We can't have 4 to score 1. It's just in both boxes. We need to make sure that we're defensively better and offensively that we're more potent when our chances come along.
In League 2, Luton have made 11 new signings and start away to Accrington. John Still will start with Elliot Justin in goal, with Mark Tyler not quite ready after injury last season.
I don't think Mark's had enough training or quite enough games. I think he's probably just behind. It's not a difficult decision to make it in view of that. Mark's very experienced. He could play, there's no doubt about it. But I think it would be very unfair on him. He perhaps hasn't done enough work. So, in the next sort of week or two, it will be something that we'll all have to start thinking about, I'm sure.
Also in League 2, Teddy Sheringham takes charge of Stevenage for the first time at home to Notts County, and last season's beaten playoff finalists Wickham start the new season at home to York. And in last night's Europa League matches, Southampton went through but West Ham are out. Manchester United and Celtic are in this morning's Champions League playoff draw. BBC Three Counties News and Sport. The next full bulletin is at 8.
Hang on. There we go.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me down the road. It's where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on down this road that never seems to end. When new adventure lies just around the bend. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, the whole world is my home. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. There's a world that's waiting to unfold, a brand new tale no one has ever told. We've journeyed far, but you know it won't be long. We're almost there and we paid our fare with a hobo song. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down.
Until tomorrow, I'll just keep touching my bum. Why the hell not? It really is a neglected part of the body, isn't it? And speaking of neglected parts of the body, we're talking about people that we should be celebrating before they die. Do you like that?
Yeah.
I'm really now I've got the boot from the other place. I'm really trying to thinking, well, okay, well, how can I improve the act? And loads of people do clever links. They go from one thing to the other.
Seamlessly.
I mean, you don't do it in a conversation. That would be weird. But the radio isn't a conversation. It's just a man talking. So I'm trying to really just work on improving the way that I go from one subject to another.
So you're now going from bums to...
I can't remember. Speaking of not being able to remember, we were talking about animals that vibrate. Got some great...
That makes sense.
Does make sense? Got some great suggestions. Where have they gone? Oh, here we go. Cats, fish, and rabbits.
Mm.
Oh, no, cats and fish. That was a joke the last time. Someone put a joke in.
Good joke.
No, not a good joke. A sackable joke.
It's only Lockwood.
Steve's in Milton Keynes. Morning, Steve.
Morning, Ian.
Morning, Steve. What you got for us, boss?
I am glad that you play in The Littlest Oboe again. I used to love that when I was little because you had Bandit, hadn't you?
I did have Bandit, Smokey and the Bandit, and then I kind of brought it back, but to be honest, I used it because I needed to go for a wee.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
I remember it from my childhood, and it's a great track. I just wanted to say as well, rabbits do vibrate, but it's normally just before they're about to die.
Oh, no, you're right, they do. I've seen a rabbit die. I've not seen it die. No, I did see it die. I shot a man in Tulsa just to watch him die. They do. They vibrate just as they're about to expire. I wonder what that's all about.
I don't know. Anyway, the reason I rung up, Ian...
The real reason. That was an amused bush you gave us then.
That's it.
Yeah.
I was listening to the call that you had from the poor chap that's lost his job over at Penn School, the teaching assistant. Unfortunately, I mean, I've been following the story since it's been on your show. Since the first call, you had that emotional call from the lady that was pleading for help to keep the school open, and it's obviously a very, very touching story, really. But it might have been that I've actually missed the question that I'm going to ask. Again, everybody that's been talking about it says obviously how great the school is and how wonderful it's been and how the kids really get on well there.
Yeah.
So why did the council put it into special measures?
Because it had a really bad Ofsted report.
They're just so frustrating though, aren't they? Because surely any school is not just about the grades or thing. You know, these kids are being made ready socially to go out into the outside world as well.
And that's exactly the point. It had a bad Ofsted report. It may have had a couple of bad Ofsted reports. It was on the upswing. It was getting better. But it was being judged as though it were, and I'm going to use this word, even though it's clunky, a normal school. The kids weren't reaching the academic levels that kids were doing in mainstream schools. Well, the reason is because a lot of those kids are learning how to sit in the same room with other people, how to wipe their backsides, how to ask for, if they can go to the toilet, how to play. It goes, while they were learning academically, you're right, it goes to a much more basic level with these young people.
Well, it's just they're the sort of muppets that should be losing their jobs, and then this school should be stayed open. And now that everybody realises, what it's doing, can't something be done with the council there where they can say, well, look, actually, we realise the error we've made, we can send you all the pupils you want.
It's because it's so complicated. It's because it's a charity, so it's not technically anything to do with the state. So the government, I mean, they probably could step in. Steve Baker, MP for High Wycombe, didn't feel it appropriate to tell the parents that he knew it was going to close a month before they did. It's just a mess. It's just a mess, and the fact that the trustees won't come and talk about it makes them sound cold. I'm almost definite they've not done anything dodgy or illegal, but they're just cold, you know. And well, you've heard them.
I listen to the show. I listen to the show for years. I don't get to listen to it all because I have to go to a little thing called work. Unfortunately,
mate, what's that all about?
But you know, this story's like made me want to ring up and air my view about it, and I can't believe why other people just don't think that they should be able to come on the air and just at least explain the situation so that people can understand what's going on.
I'm away for the next 2 weeks, but I think Justin's sitting in, so Justin's will keep you up to date with anything that goes on. I think, you know, in my own personal opinion, I don't think the school's going to come back, and it's kind of heartbreaking because there's not enough places like that. I'm so blessed, right, that at the moment I've got two healthy and well boys, okay, who one of them had something wrong with him. That's hopefully is sorted now. That will be able to go about their life and integrate and go to mainstream schools and all of that stuff, you know. And I just feel so sorry for these parents who've got to work just that little bit harder to get their kids what all kids should get, which is a decent education, you know.
Yeah.
Steve, listen, it's good to talk to you. I appreciate you calling in. Thank you very much indeed. Peter's in Walmer Green. Morning, Peter.
Good morning.
What would you like to... Oh, have you seen the opening titles to The Fall Guy? Do you remember The Fall Guy?
I heard you talking about that school from time to time.
Hang on a minute. Do you remember the opening? Do you remember this? Here we go.
Well, I'm not the kind to kiss and tell, but I've been seen with Farrah. I've never been...
Do you remember this show?
No.
Go on YouTube. Type in the Fall Guy opening titles because blooming heck, it's sexy. Here we go. It's Lee Majors.
I was probably too busy to listen to that sort of book.
Here we go.
I take my chances. I die for living in the mood.
Here we go. Hang on a second. We're going to join in. Do you remember this, Kels?
Nope.
I'm going to join in.
Thing I ever do is watch my leading lady.
Here we go.
Kiss some other guy while I'm bandaging.
He's about a stuntman, okay? I might jump from as far as Mableton. I might jump from a Brendan car. But I'm the unknown stuntman that made the star. Here we go. Hang on. This is the new Littlest Hobo, guys. I found it. Here we go.
I've never spent much time in school, but
I taught ladies plenty.
It's true, I hire my body out for pay.
Here we go.
Hey,
hang on.
I've gotten burned over Cheryl Teague's, blown up for Raquel Welch. But when I wind up in the hay, it's only hay.
Hey, I might jump from a Tonkin down ridge. I might talk from this barn. Cause I'm the unknown stuntman that made Eastwood look so fine. Key change. Bear with me, Peter. Hang on.
They'll never make me president.
Not too long.
But I got
not too long to go now, mate.
Ladies, some days I've got 'em as far as the eye can see. Ooh-wee. A morning dive with Jackie Smith. I crash in the night with Cheryl.
Heather Thomas in a bikini, guys. You're missing out.
They never stay with me.
Here we go. All together now.
I'm turning to mush.
I jump from the tallest building. I might jump from the sky. I don't know the words.
I'm turning to mush.
You're doing your own soundboard, for goodness sakes.
Absolutely.
Peter, what would you, apart from the last 3 minutes of radio, what would you like to have a whinge about?
I would like to talk about that school that you've been discussing over a period of time, really.
Oh, yeah.
The inspectorate, really and truly. Well, can't you ask the inspectorate to come on and ask what criteria they judged that school by? Because it seems to me that the fault lies with the inspectorate as well.
Yes, I think it does.
Absolutely. Well, ask them to come on.
Okay, we will do.
Okay.
Right, hang on a second. Before you go, do you want a quick game of rock, scissors and paper?
Pardon?
Pardon?
But what did you actually say?
Anything further, Father? That can't be right. Surely it should be anything further. A little bit of the Marx Brothers for you there, guys. Would you like a quick game of rock, scissors and paper?
No, thank you.
Okay, so we're going to count to 3, and then you draw, okay? 1, 2, 3. What you got?
Scissors.
Oh, mate, I got rock. I smashed a scissor.
Yeah, well, you didn't make your choice.
All right, we'll do it at the same time.
That doesn't count.
We'll do it at the same
That's
time.
cheating.
All right, mate. All right. Put the gun down. Put the gun down. 1, 2, 3. What you got?
Rock.
Oh, mate, I got paper. Last one.
You're just a cheat. You don't even mention what you got.
You're just a bad loser.
Till after.
All right, no, I'll tell you what. All right, I'll tell you what then. We'll swap it around. Go on then. You do the counting. Away you go.
No, you give your item first. And
You do the counting. Go on.
1, 2, 3.
What you got?
No.
What you got?
I'm not giving mine first. That's for sure.
Okay, well I'm going to show the team what I've got. Okay, I'm showing them something. Right? What have you got?
Mush.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
In Cheshunt, Longfield Lane is still closed in both directions between Rosedale Way and the Flamstead End Road. And having a look at the speed sensors in Hitchin, it's looking very busy on the A602 in both directions in and out of Hitchin. And on the A405 North Orbital Road in Bricketwood, it's very busy at the M25 junction 21A roundabout. On the M25 itself, anti-clockwise, it's busy around junction 16 for the M40. And on the M1, things are all moving fine, but there are the roadworks between junction 12 for Flitwick and 11 for Dunstable, which are likely to cause some queues. And it starts to get a bit busier. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Let's have some news. 7:46 or thereabouts. It's Friday. It's the 7th of August. I'm going potholing on Sunday. I may die. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. Penn School would have to half in size even if a new buyer was found. That's according to teachers made redundant yesterday. The Formula One driver Jenson Button has been burgled in the south of France, apparently after being knocked out with an anaesthetic gas, like in a movie. And a group of parents from Biggleswade who paid for play equipment outside their homes have been told to remove it due to potential insurance claims. Let's get the weather.
Beds, Herts and Bucks weather.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Hello, a very good morning to you. It's going to be a lovely day today. There will be some clouds, most of it quite high cloud coming and going at times, but some lovely spells of sunshine. Temperatures rising quite nicely now. It has been a bit of a chilly start, but by the end of the afternoon we'll be up to around 22 or 23 degrees Celsius, some areas up to 24 in fact. Just a very light wind, so very pleasant in the sunshine. Overnight tonight it's going to feel quite chilly again in some of the rural spots. Temperatures just holding into double figures probably, and then the clear skies overnight will mean that we get blue skies for tomorrow morning. There'll be plenty of sunshine around tomorrow. It's looking like a really lovely day and highs of around 24 or 25 degrees. But then on Sunday, I think it's still going to be dry. We'll still see temperatures peak into the low 20s in Celsius, but gradually we're going to start to see a little bit more in the way of cloud, but generally dry over the weekend with lots of sunshine around too. That's the forecast.
Nick Coffer on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Stowe House in Buckinghamshire is one of the Three Counties' most beautiful places to visit, and this afternoon I'm going to explore the site ahead of the grand opening of their new Welcome Centre.
Nick Coffer.
You'll be able to find out all the history with me, hearing from the people who work there and the people who explore it.
Nick Coffer.
Live from Stowe House in Buckinghamshire, today from midday, here on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Geezer, stay there because we got Tony on the line. Good morning, Tony.
Hello, Ian.
Hello, Tony. You all right, mate? You sound a bit miserable. What's going on, fella?
I've been hanging on for about an hour. I fell asleep twice.
Well, listen, I've been hanging on for an hour and 48 minutes. I've fallen asleep thrice, and I've got there's no escape for me, Tony. You guys, you can switch off whenever you want. You can go and listen to Heart FM or another BBC local radio station. I'm joking about the last one. That would be ridiculous. I have to come and listen to this rubbish 3 hours every single day. No one feels bad about me.
Wish I'd never said anything now.
Don't you forget about me. Next week when I'm off, don't you fall in love with Dealey. For the fortnight when I'm in bed, I'm staying in bed for 2 weeks. Justin Dealey's filling in on the radio, not in my bed.
Well, I don't know about that.
So?
I'm just saying, is that an offer or?
You can come and tuck me in.
Yeah,
tuck me in.
Yeah,
anytime you want, and I'll call you Friar Tuck.
It's a lovely offer, and you know what? Man to man, that means a lot. Thank you.
I tell you what I miss, Tony. This is what I miss, right? Because we've all got what they call now duvets. When I remember when duvets were introduced in this country, and they were called continental quilts.
What?
They were called continental quilts because they had them in Switzerland. And my mum said we're going to try this new thing called a continental quilt. I remember the first day I went from pants to boxers.
Yeah.
And the first day we went from sheets and blankets to the continental quilt.
Ooh.
Big times in our house, big times, right? The thing I miss, Tony, about sheets and blankets, and you get this in some hotels still, but not always, is when your mum, well, you don't get it with your mum tucking you in, but your mum would tuck you in so tight, you couldn't move. You could barely breathe. I would like to get the statistics, please, on the number of children that suffocated in their beds in the early 1970s because their mums tucked them in so tight. You couldn't even roll over. You were there.
You'll probably get a freedom of information request on that, by the way.
Can we do
Yeah,
that?
times have changed now.
Okay, we'll do that. Do you know what I mean, though, Tone?
Yeah, you just go from one thing to the other. You've lost me, mate.
Speaking of going from one thing to the other...
God.
No, go on. What have you called it about?
You and your cat cafes and whatever other animal it was are coming it halfway.
An owl.
We need more truckers' cafes. Do you realise how many have gone now?
Do you mean
you can't get into McDonald's with a 50-footer?
Do you mean because these cat cafes have cats roaming around, and the owl cafes, you can see where I'm going, guys, have owls flying around. So do you mean you go into a cafe and there'd be like what, just truckers kind of sitting there? Sitting up on the bookshelf.
Yeah, the greasy
Oh, look, there's
spoon,
one.
that's what we need.
There's one. There's a... Shh. Look, he's coming in. He's coming in. Oh, no, he's gone. Like that.
It's you just go from one thing to the other.
I know. Do you know what? Okay, let's reel it back in. Reeling in the years.
Steely Dan, great track, great memories.
Sorry, that's another thing. Stop having a go at Jerry Marsden. Ferry Cross and Mersey is one of my favourite riddles.
What show are you listening to? We're doing literally...
Ferry Cross and Mersey.
Justin,
You've got to play
I can't speak. You speak to Tony. He's upset me.
Tony,
He's upset
I have to
me.
say, I'm actually opposite the man in the studio. He's upset about this. This morning,
I'm fanning myself with pop music by M.
We are dedicating the whole programme to Jerry Marsden. What? I don't understand what more you want, Tone.
You said that you should have more cat cafes. No way.
Hang on a minute.
What's the
How is
connection?
that a dig at Jerry Marsden?
Yeah, but why?
It's not. You're doing what you accused me of doing. You're going from one subject to t'other. The cat cafes and Jerry Marsden is well separate.
Okay, I'll agree with that.
Thanks for calling. We'll get on to Jerry Marsden in a bit. We're not, honestly, and this was my concern, that people would think we were taking the mick. We're not.
No, we're
at
not.
All.
At
This
all.
is absolutely straight and genuine, what we're doing with Jerry Marsden. He's right, there aren't enough greasy spoons. I love a good greasy spoon. There was a great greasy spoon. It was in Soho, in London, just off Piccadilly Circus. And it had been there for like about 60 years. An Italian greasy spoon. It had all the original interior since the 1950s.
Yeah.
It was great. And it was they did proper fry-up breakfast, and me and my friend would go there. I walked past it the other day. It's like a Wagamama's or something. It broke my heart.
Well, we, of course, went to an Italian greasy spoon a little while ago, didn't we, in Bedfordshire? Memories of that, do you remember?
What did we?
Yeah, Mario's.
And without a word of a lie, that was the weirdest day, because the woman who ran it, she had to. She worked in the shop next door, and she had to close the shop to come in, take us in. Which Ruffin brother did we meet?
It was David Ruffin.
David Ruffin
who
came in.
back from the dead.
And then Kelly, if I remember correctly, as we were walking home, you threw up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good times.
Great vibe. Tell us your greasy spoon. I genuinely do love a greasy spoon, and there aren't enough of them around.
Here.
Listen, we'll talk about the Jerry Marsden thing in a minute. You've got to crack it. You sent me an email last night saying, I've got this interview with this geezer. I don't know if you want it for the show. Yeah, of course I want it for the show. This is outrageous that you would think we wouldn't. This is an incredible story. Nick Crewis, is that how you say his name?
That's right, yeah.
Big story a few months ago. Watford fan Nick Crewis has spoken of his excitement at attending tomorrow's Premier League opener at Everton. Tell us why Nick Crewis, the name might ring a bell with a few people, Justin.
It's a very famous story. And the reason I said about today was because this happened very last minute. I wasn't sure whether we were going to get this interview or not.
No, well done.
Nick, of course, father of two from Hemel. He was attacked after Watford's game at Wolves. That was back in March.
Yeah.
And he was in a coma. And it was a big story for a very, very long time. At the time,
he was terribly ill.
He was
very ill.
He was as I say, in a coma. At the time, a fund was set up, raised £40,000 to support the family. We didn't know whether he was going to survive or not. That was back in March. Only this week, 4 men and 2 teenage boys have been charged with assault. So, for legal reasons, we can't talk about that.
Yeah.
But as it turns out, Nick has got no memory of what happened at Wolves.
That's funny,
anyway.
what the mind does.
But he kind of wants to have a memory so he can get closure.
He's out of the coma.
He's out of the coma, and back to football. Tomorrow, Watford are back in the top flight, and this will be Nick's first away game since what happened back on March the 7th. So this is a huge day for him. Any updates on his progress went very, very quiet, but to actually meet him last night and know he's going back to football, what he loves, he's just absolutely fantastic. So I went to Hemel last night to meet Nick and his wife Jodie, and here's what happened. How excited are you about this weekend?
Yeah, buzzing. I'm buzzing. The first, as soon as the fixtures come out, I was down here waiting for Sky Sports to come on. It come on at 9:01, and I was phoning up mates at 9:02 to see if they wanted to go. So, yeah.
With it being the first away game after what happened, is there any nerves at all about going to an away game?
No, not really. I don't remember what happened the last time, so it's not really bothering me, to be honest with you.
When are you going back to work?
January or February, apparently.
It must be a great help that Ollie, who of course lives around the corner, raised £40,000, and that money is come in very handy for you, being self-employed, being off until at least January or February.
Yeah, that's right. It just pays the bills, doesn't it? The thing is, because you're self-employed, you've got a mortgage to pay, you rely on, we've still got things, we've got 2 kids upstairs, so that's what it's paying for, really.
And to go back to football, with Watford being in the Premier League, a lot of people asking whether you're going to stay up. I've got a funny feeling. Let me finish.
Yeah.
You're going to finish mid-table.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to shake your hand for that. Because you're the first person I've known to say that. Who do you support?
This is where it gets slightly awkward.
You're not going to say Luton, are you? You didn't tell me it was a Luton fan.
No, genuinely. But this is why this story's touched me.
Oh, right.
Because I'm from Hemel, local lad, and I know a lot of friends who are Luton supporters as well, who donated.
Yeah, I know.
And this is the thing about this story, being a football supporter, everybody can relate to it because as blokes, we go to the football every weekend.
It's not just Luton, it's Wolverhampton as well. So, it is good, really. I've read the emails. There's over 2,000 emails from people, from different clubs that have emailed me, but I can't remember reading them. So
Nick, it's great to meet you. It really, really is. Good banter there as well about the football. Best of luck on Saturday. I know you can't wait to get up there, and I hope you get back to work as quickly as possible for you. Thank you very much.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Okay, quick word with Jodie, your wife, as well. One question, Jodie. Obviously, we can tell that Nick, in his words, is buzzing for Saturday, but being Nick's partner, you must have very different emotions about this weekend.
Yes, well, it's not the same as what it used to be when he went to football. He used to just go out the door and that would be it. I would just be like, see you later. But now I want to know who he's going with and what time he's going to be back and how he's getting there and things like that, which he thinks is a bit of a joke. But, from my point of view, last time he went to football, he didn't come back for 4.5 months. So my family call him the Miracle Man because we weren't expecting him to be home till Christmas, they told us. And we didn't, obviously, in the first place, know if he would walk, talk, see anything again. And, of course, he's proved him that he can do it all. Yeah. So he's still having, he has weekly occupational therapy sessions and speech therapy sessions. So he's got a bit of a way to go, but he's doing really well.
Well, that's a great story.
It is
It's
brilliant.
a great story, and what a relief for all the family. Well done for getting that, Just.
No problem.
Excellent stuff. We've got 20 seconds. This Joey Marsden thing, we're not taking the mick. It's not disrespectful. This is genuine.
Not at all. In 20 seconds, we often celebrate stars when they pass away.
Yeah.
No, not today. We are going to celebrate Jerry Marsden today because that man is an absolute legend and the streets, they are fully behind this.
I've been sent an email of other legends that we should be celebrating, so I'll have a look into that as well. Thank you, Justin.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Longfield Lane is closed between Rosedale Way and Flamstead End Road because of a police incident, and also in Bricketwood on the North Orbit Road. It's looking busy on the speed sensors around the M25 junction 21A roundabout. On the M25 it's busy anti-clockwise from junction 16 for the M40, and on the train departure boards there are no reports of any problems at the moment, but on the London Underground, if you're using that today, the Bakerloo line and has minor delays between Harrow and Wilson and Queen's Park. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties
You
Radio.
were hesitating. Is there another line that's having trouble similar to those being faced by the Bakerloo line?
There's a power cut on the Bakerloo line. It's affecting the Jubilee line as well. So there you go.
No one really
can't
uses
stop
the
there.
Jubilee line. That's the grey one.
They might use the Bakerloo line though.
It's the news. Shush.
Local and vocal across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 8 o'clock. I'm Simon Oxley. The headlines: staff say Buckinghamshire School will never be the same. Formula One star gassed during burglary. An injured Watford fan ready for Premier League opener.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Penn School, the special school in Buckinghamshire in administration, would have to halve in size even if a new buyer was found. That's according to teachers who were among the 71 staff made redundant yesterday. They say students would have found new schools and staff new jobs even if the school was to reopen. Administrators say there are no firm offers, but former teaching assistant David Booth says that's not the case.
These people have had an offer put on the table. It's been accepted financially. The man has been given till today to put a management package together, of which they are all working extremely hard to do, to keep the school open on a reduced amount of children.
The Formula One driver Jenson Button has been burgled in the south of France, apparently after being knocked out with an anaesthetic gas. It's thought the thieves piped the drug into the villa where he and his wife were staying. More from Nick Qureshi.
Jenson Button and his wife Jessica were staying with friends in a rented villa in Saint-Tropez on Monday night when two men broke in. It's claimed the burglars may have pumped an anaesthetic gas through the air conditioning system to knock them out. Newspaper reports say they took items valued at £300,000, including Jessica's 5-carat engagement ring worth £250,000. A spokesman for Jenson Button has said that although those inside the property weren't physically harmed, they were unsurprisingly shaken.
Court proceedings against a veteran politician accused of historical child abuse are due to get underway despite his advanced dementia. Prosecutors had decided Lord Janner was unfit to stand trial, but that was overturned following an independent review. A group of parents from Biggleswade who paid for play equipment outside their homes have been told to remove it. Aragon Housing Association say it's after advice from insurers over potential claims for injuries on the trampoline and toys. Jackie Green started the play area.
We've always said that we wanted a park or something nearby. When the housing officer said that he wanted us to remove all the toys, it was just kind of a kick in the direction to start forward planning for getting them to hopefully put a park in. We have considered asking Aragon how much the insurance would be and then paying it ourselves, but hopefully they will let us keep the toys at least for the summer holidays.
Watford fan Nick Crewis has spoken of his excitement at attending tomorrow's Premier League opener at Everton just 5 months after being left in a coma. The father of two from Hemel Hempstead was attacked after Watford's game at Wolves in March.
As soon as the fixtures come out, I was down here coming at 9:01 and I was phoning up mates at 9:02 to see if they wanted to go. So, yeah.
With it being the first away game after what happened, is there any nerves at all?
No. Not really. I don't remember what happened the last time, so it's not really bothering me, to be honest with you.
In sport, England's cricketers are on course to win back the Ashes. They'll start day 2 of the 4th test at Trent Bridge on 274 for 4. That's a lead of 214 after Australia were all out for just 60. The weather dry and sunny, maximum temperature 23 degrees Celsius, and you can get the latest news and sport online at bbc.co.uk/3 counties.
Morning, guys. Thank you, Simon. Iain Lee, BBC Three Counties Radio. So we're celebrating the magic of Jerry Marsden. He's not sick, he's not poorly, he's certainly not dead. I know we're tempting the curse, and if he does die in the next 2 weeks, well, I'm going to give up broadcasting. But with George Cole and with Cilla Black gone, and it's all like a big, celebration of their life after they've gone. Well, let's celebrate these people while they're still here. If you want to take part in that, you can. What else are we talking about? Owl cafes. Oh, hang on a minute.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
I've got a text here. Oh no, where's it gone? Where's the one gone? Oh, it's a text. Hang on a second. Let me work out how to use this computer. Why have you... Now, Tony?
What?
It's a text here from Ollie, right? And it says, why have you not been discussing the otter problem on the River Ouse? They need culling. I didn't know there was an otter problem. How big is the otter problem? Have you heard about the otter problem?
Yeah, mine leaks. My water otter in the cupboard leaks.
Right, I could deconstruct it if you want, or we could move on.
Yeah, let's move on to greasy spoons.
Go on then, Tone.
Talking about greasy spoons, It reminds me now, going back a few years, when all my mates were in their 50s, we used to go out for a Saturday, go visit somewhere, and of course, they always started off with a greasy spoon somewhere along the line. And it became so popular, what we were doing, we used to mark each place we visited with a scoring system of the number of spoons.
Oh.
Okay, now, what it was perverse. It was the worse the place was in its style or decoration or quality,
yes,
then that counted as a plus.
Yeah.
As long as the food was brilliant, then it would get 0 rating. And we was going to do a publication, like a Time Out.
Yeah.
The worst place we ever found, and it's gone now, was a little place in Croydon, which doubled as a minicab one side and the greasy spoon on the other side.
What do you mean it doubled as a minicab? Well, you could...
It was a minicab office in one.
Oh, well, I see. Right, sorry, I thought you meant you could drive around in it. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was so bad that they were so frightened of people nicking spoons. There wasn't any spoons for stirring your coffee. You had to go to the bit next to the minicab and use their spoon, which was fixed to a chain.
Who nicks cutlery from restaurants?
Yeah. And the inside of the cafe
Actually, I've done that.
was old lino flooring, which was all cracked and wrinkled up.
Yeah.
All the tables were old melamine, which was turning up and cracked at the corners.
Beautiful.
A 1950s Bally pinball machine.
Oh, baby!
Didn't work. And an old lady who was about 80 sitting in the corner used to say, "Hello, darlings, you all right?"
Yeah, that's what you want. When will people get that? We don't want everything to be slick and, going to the same town and different towns and you get the same food from the same... You want
none
small.
Of the cups matched. None at all. And
this is great.
But the grub was absolutely brilliant. And we got about 150 on our list, and we were seriously going to publish it long before the website.
Yeah.
But if friends went out on their own and they'd find a cafe, they'd come back when we turned the pub on the Thursday night and report on the cafe. Next week we had to go and find out. We were really doing it seriously, So there was one opposite Liverpool Street Station as well, which was it was the one that won every time.
Tony, listen, I've got to move on. You should still, if you've still got the information, publish it. I'd read a book like that. Greasy Spoons from Days Gone By. You can maybe come up with a slightly catchier title. What do you expect from me, guys? To name your books? I'll name your children. Kels? Do you want me to name your children?
Yeah, go on then.
They're about 6 and 9 now, so you probably should.
I just like calling them 6 and 9.
Yeah, okay. Well, the thing is, they're 5 and 2. Although they look like 7 and 11 to me. The shop from America. Penn School in Buckinghamshire would have to half in size even if a new buyer was found. That's according to teachers. They've been speaking out after 71 staff and support workers were made redundant by administrators yesterday. The private school for autistic and deaf children closed last month when it ran out of money. Well, Yaqub Hanif is... Now, Yaqub, I'm an old man. ICT, what does that mean?
Information communication technology.
Oh, flipping it. So is that woodwork or is that computers?
That's computers, Ian.
Okay, because I'm so old. When I was at school, it was just called computers, and then it became IT. Anyway, When did you find out you were going to be made redundant, that you're definitely losing the job?
Last Friday, is because that was the date they said they would run out of money, like officially. So we got an email last Friday saying that we're effectively redundant, but a letter came through on Tuesday.
Were you shocked when it came through? You kind of knew it was on the cards, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. I mean, because the situation was, that far, it was that bad. Even though there was, confident talk by some that there was a buyer interested, we just, we deliberately didn't keep our hopes up of a buyer coming in, and so it made it that much easier to deal with the news that, we were officially redundant.
Have you got anything else lined up?
I have, in fact, Ian, and this is, I think you just touched upon in your intro, that a lot of the staff have found new work for September because, I myself, I kind of was a bit proactive. I went and looked for work straight as soon as the talk started in June, so I'm one of the luckier ones, but there's still, I think the majority of staff still haven't got work for next month.
The last few weeks, what's the mood been like amongst you and your colleagues?
Somewhat downbeat, but on the other hand, we kept our spirits up and our chins up because of the kids that we were dealing with.
Yeah.
But obviously, for the last couple of weeks, we've been on holiday, so we've not been in touch directly, face to face with colleagues. But if I just talk you through what happened on the last day,
Please do.
It was a bit bizarre. The schools, it was like the last day ever of Penn School, and none of the trustees or the head teacher, nobody was around, and everybody just kind of picked up their bags and walked out the door, and that was it.
Oh.
There
was no, because I would have assumed that there would have been like a special assembly for you all, and or a meeting for the teachers, and just this is really sad. Big thanks. Good luck. There was none of that.
No, there wasn't.
Funny.
It was quite cold, to be honest with you. We just picked up the bags and walked out the door as if it was like just any other day. So there was nothing, the staff kind of got together of their own accord at a nearby, pub and, had a bit of a chat before we all disappeared. So, I mean, Mary, nobody saw her on the last day.
That's the headmistress, isn't it?
Yeah. So
disappointing, isn't it? The way it's kind of been handled, and the way it just feels like it's just sort of petered out.
It did, and what was really sad on the last day, some of the students were, were really like in tears, and a couple of kids were hysterical. The prospect of, losing their school, and that was really, really sad and tragic. And the trustees and the head teacher, they weren't there to support the kids, on their way out. There was, that was really bad. And then, and we continue to learn more through the radio station than we are directly from the school.
Well, listen, the teaching world needs more people like you, Yakub, because teachers are often pointed at, and we're supposed to think that they are lazy, work-shy so-and-sos that have these massive 8-week holidays in the summer. But I get to speak to people like you, and I can tell that you love the kids, you love the job, and you love, you're passionate about educating them and helping shape their lives. So I genuinely wish you the very best of luck, and whoever gets you next is very lucky.
Thanks for having me on, Ian.
It's a pleasure, Yakub. Thank you very much indeed. It's just... we're talking about the narrative has been changed so that we're supposed to hate firefighters because they're always striking, and doctors because they won't work at weekends, and seagulls because they attack people. For a while it was teachers. Supposed to hate teachers. Because they get paid a fortune, those guys, and they get like about 8-9 weeks holiday a year, and their day finishes at 3:00 in the afternoon. But then you get to speak to people like that who actually, genuinely care about their jobs and about what they're doing, and they realise the privilege. Doesn't that kid on the telly look like Martin Clunes? And he does, doesn't he? That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. So I don't have TVs on in the studio because I go, oh, look, a bright coloured thing. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that everybody I've spoken to who's been associated with that school has, whoever gets them next will be lucky.
This is Iain Lee
on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Iain, Kelly, this is spooky, but the other day you actually asked Kelly if George Cole was still alive. Why? What's happened? Iain, you're listening in Slough. You're not. We're not Beds, Hards, and Bucks.
Okay, right.
We're Beds, Hards, and Bucks. You're not allowed. You're in the wrong. He's in the wrong county. How do we stop that? He should be listening to BBC Berkshire. Oh, BBC London. I mean, both of them are a little bit.
We can let
No,
him.
no,
Yes.
no, we can't.
Okay, maybe let's see what his comment is.
It's
and then...
I just read it.
What was it?
About George Cole. Something's happened. Beds, Hards, and Bugs,
right,
not
darling.
Beds, Hards, and
Speak to you
Bugs.
later then, all right.
Yeah.
Cheers,
Sorry,
thank you.
Simon. Off.
Well done on killing Minder, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
Iain, why would you want to? Oh, dearie me.
You're right.
Just ran out of steam a bit.
Travel news for beds, cards, and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
There's some problems on the M25. Anti-clockwise, just before junction 22 for St Albans, 2 lanes are closed because the vehicle's overturned, and it's causing delays from junction 23 for the A1M. Clockwise on the M25, there's a lane closed at junction 25 for Enfield because of emergency services incident, which is causing 1 mile queues approaching it. And clockwise as well, there are queues approaching junction 15 for the M4 from junction 16 for the M40 after an accident earlier, but it's now been moved to the hard shoulder. On the North Orbital Road at the M25 junction 21A roundabout, it's very busy, and on the trains, Thameslink have delays between Finsbury Park and Moorgate because the train's broken down, so they're advising delays are about 20 minutes. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
There are delays. Does that? Can I ask, Sammy? So I'm just trying something new. I'm just trying to convey the travel. I'm trying to do like backing vocals to your travel. Does it put you off, or does it help? Do you think?
Well,
be honest.
I'll be honest. It's massively distracting.
Okay,
but I quite enjoyed it.
Because you weren't. That was the first time we've ever done that, and that's. I'll be honest, listeners. That was completely unrehearsed. I swear to God, I just did that. Should we try it again?
Okay.
We'll try it for maybe the next.
It's like travel jamming.
Oh, baby, she's got it. Travel jamming. You don't get that anywhere else. Probably very, very good reason. 8:16, it's Friday, the 7th of August. I'm Iain Lee. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. Penn School would have to half in size even if a new buyer was found. That's according to teachers made redundant yesterday. The Formula One driver, Jenson Button, has been burgled in the south of France, apparently after being knocked out with an anaesthetic gas. And a group of parents from Biggleswade who paid for play equipment outside their homes have been told to remove it due to potential insurance claims.
This is Iain Lee.
On BBC Three Counties Radio.
Up your boat. It's an option.
How nice.
Beautiful. Can be. Morning. You all right?
I'm very well, thanks. How are you?
I'm
all right?
off on my holidays
Are
at 9
you?
o'clock.
Where are you going?
Home to bed. The wife's away. The kids are away. The Xbox, I've taught it how to respond to my voice commands. So I'm going to be lying in bed playing Xbox.
For how long?
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks. Not going anywhere. So burglars, you can't rob my house because I'll be at home.
So for 2 weeks you're just going to be lying at home playing your Xbox?
I mean, I won't be lying all the time. Obviously, I have to get up. The Xbox is downstairs.
Right.
So I'll have to get up.
Yeah.
Walk downstairs and then lie on the sofa.
I think this is the recipe for depression.
Huh?
I think this idea of a holiday sounds like a recipe for depression.
Oh, what? Why? I'm going to be watching movies because you can watch films on there. Playing Call of Duty. Come round.
I don't want to.
Trousers are optional.
I don't want to.
Okay,
but you need fresh air. You need to get out there. I don't think lying on the sofa playing Xbox and watching films is very good for you.
I'll tell you what we'll do.
What?
In 2 weeks' time when I come back, we'll have a chat. And this is like my legs and my muscles haven't,
wasted away.
Exactly. If I can still make it in. And we'll have a chat. And if you're right, then I'll say, do you know what, Jonathan, you're right. And if you're wrong, well, then you can give me £10. Sound like a deal? Excellent. I like that. What's on your show this morning?
Coming up on the big phone in this morning from 9, is filming Songs of Praise in the Calais migrant camp a good use of the BBC licence fee? The BBC has confirmed its flagship religious programme, Songs of Praise, is being filmed from the migrants' camp in Calais. The film crew have spent a day filming in a makeshift Ethiopian Orthodox church, and the host, Aled Jones, is expected to join them this weekend. The programme will also include left-wing Reverend Giles Fraser, who quit as canon of St Paul's Cathedral in support of left-wing squatter protesters at the Occupy group. The response on social media has been very critical, with tweeters complaining that the BBC is wasting money filming in Calais with illegal immigrants. From 9 this morning, I want your reaction to this. Is filming Songs of Praise in the Calais migrant camp a good use of the BBC licence?
I think it's a great idea.
I thought you might do.
I think it's a great idea. What Christian thing to do, to go and see these people that are struggling and suffering and get the story and find out what's going on and bring them a little bit of spiritual hope and warmth. Unfortunately, Aled Jones is part of that package, never mind. But I think it's a wonderful idea, and it's what the BBC should be doing. I mean, it's weird that it's Songs of Praise. I didn't know that was still going. But I think it's what the BBC should be doing, and they should be applauded for it.
Creative, informative and educational production. Would you...
It's pretty much all of those things, isn't it? It's all of those things, yeah. Yeah, that fits the bill.
I don't know. A lot of people are furious.
Well, they should be shot.
Well, from 9 this morning, I'd like to know whether you agree with Iain or not.
Not the shooting bit. That's a joke, but I think it sounds like a nice idea.
OK. All right. Well, we'll debate this from 9 if you don't mind, and I'd love your call on 03459 455 555.
Tomorrow, our biggest season ever kicks off. We've live Premier League football for the first time in 8 years as Watford travel to Everton.
He's falling in. What a goal by Craig Cathcart on the volley.
There's MK Dons' first game in the Championship away to Rotherham.
Quick with the shot, and it's 2-0. It's a wonderful goal for MK Dons.
Plus our 3 other teams in League Two. Luton at Accrington, Stevenage hosting Notts County, and Wickham versus York.
Header and a goal for the Guardians. Top left-hand corner from the Stevenage midfielder.
Wickham have got a second. Alfie Mawson direct from the corner.
Our biggest season ever kicks off right here with Three Counties Sport. Tomorrow from 2 on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Simon's trying to pwn me on text. It's too late. I can't hear you. I've banned you. Iain, just to put you right, unfortunately I live in Slough, but I listen to you from Beaconsfield, which last time I looked was Bucks. So put that in your pipe. I will put it in my pipe and I'll spark it up and I'm going to smoke it. I need evidence, Simon. I need a picture of you with a radio in Beaconsfield. And I know Beaconsfield very, very well. I used to go drinking there underage when I was a boy. So I know it very, very well, mate. So don't try and catch me out with that. Don't try and send me a fake photo and pretend it's Beaconsfield, because I will know it. So I want a picture of you with a radio, with a clock showing the time, and Beaconsfield.
How will you know it's his face? And not just some random pretending to be
I know
him?
a Simon when I see a Simon.
Oh, fair play. Is that nice?
Well, I just felt a little bit sad.
Why?
Because I'm going to destroy that guy. That was the chair. Right, here we go. A mum from Biggleswade is calling on a housing association to provide a safe area for kids to play. Comes after Jackie Green was told, who we spoke to earlier on, was told by Aragon that play equipment would have to be removed from outside her flat. Parents chipped in using their own money to provide toys, a new trampoline and a paddling pool after their nearby playground was taken down for being too dangerous. Well, let's speak now to Rachel Lott. Morning, Rachel.
Good morning.
Tell us your involvement. You helped buy some of these toys, didn't you?
Yeah, so I'm a neighbour to Jackie and I have a 2-year-old son. So we've kind of pitched in together to get the toys for our children that they can play with.
Why? Why has it got to be out the front? Why can't you do it in the back gardens? Why can't you go to local parks? Why is this area so important?
Well, we live in a block of flats. It's both housing association and private. There's 3 of us. This is a communal green. That's all we have. And so we've taken upon, because we live here, it's communal. Everyone's kids come and play within the blocks. There is no park anywhere near. I know some of the mothers here are quite disabled. Right. Currently, I'm off with a severe back injury. So we can't go to a park. We can't walk to the park. Can't put the kids in the car to go to the park. So it's just convenient to have it out there. We're not privileged enough to have a house with a garden. So that's why we've had to use what we have available.
When did the Housing Association first get in touch, and what did they say?
A couple of weeks ago, they got in touch with Jackie, and I believe they just said, I hope these aren't your toys. If they are, you've got 7 days to remove them, or we'll remove them for you.
Oh. And how long? Because this stuff's been there for a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, we've had it here for about 2 years now.
So why just in the last couple of weeks then that they've done this?
Well, they just say that it's random. We do know that there is one neighbour that isn't keen on it.
Right.
But he's the only neighbour.
And I can, as I said earlier, I can kind of understand that one. That one person, if they're looking out and they don't want to see that stuff. I can kind of understand their beef, but I'm sure a compromise could be reached. It just seems odd that you've been told get rid of all of it.
Well, yeah, we've tried to accommodate him. We've moved the equipment to the opposite side so that it's not, the kids aren't right in front of his window, so they're not making a lot of noise right in front of his window. But the problem is that before we moved the equipment out here, this ground was a breeding ground for the drunks and the antisocial kids.
Yeah.
Those have moved out, and now it's the kids that are playing nicely. We clean the land, we take care of the land, and it's all something that Aragon should be paying to do within our service charge. They should be maintaining the land, but they don't.
It does. Listen, I got two boys, and we're lucky enough. We do have a garden, and we do have a park nearby. And I know how important it is to get your kids outside so that they get exercise, and they learn to play, and they learn to have a bit of rough and tumble, and they learn to interact with other kids. And we're always being told the kids watch too much telly and they play PlayStation too much, and they're fat, and we should send them out. And this just sounds like a nice little bit of community.
It is. All of our neighbours have gotten involved, especially since they have threatened to take the toys. Everyone's stepped up in the area and signed the petition, asking if there's any way that they can help. They're sending their children more now. We get people that are walking past that just love the fact that these children are out there. They are building social skills. They're learning to get along, learning to communicate. And there are troubles, but we learn. That's how we learn is to communicate and to get out there and play together. Yes, there is arguments and things. However, there is always an adult when those equipment is out. If that equipment is outside, there is an adult out there. Otherwise, we pull it in to where they can't play with it to try and provide a little bit of safety for the children.
What happens next, Rachel?
We're hoping to go to the council. We'll see if maybe the council can help us, but mainly fighting Aragon, because this area, they're continuing to house families here, but they're not giving these children. The nearest play area is got to be over a mile away, and we all know the circumstances that happen when your children are going far distances to play.
Yeah.
They can get harmed.
Rachel, listen, I really appreciate you coming on this morning, and keep in touch and let us know how it goes. Your thoughts on that, please? 03459 455 555. It sounds nice. Do you remember? Oh, I'm going to sound like such an old fart. Remember when kids used to go out? I remember being 5 and going out and playing in the street on my own. Not with the local kids. They used to beat me up because they thought I was posh. They did. They used to beat me up because they thought I was posh. But I remember being 5, going out and playing on the street and stuff. No one goes out and plays on the street anymore. Maybe 5 is a little bit too young, but no one goes out and plays on the street. And to have those facilities set up by mums and dads and have it out in the communal play area. Oh well. 03459 455 555. Coming up, we are celebrating the life of Jerry Marsden. Nothing has happened to him. He's alive. He's fine. He's well. It's just dawned on me that we should be celebrating these legends while they're still with us. Tom has emailed in. Here's a list of what, in my opinion, are old Git legends. Well, I don't know about that. That are still alive and deserve to be celebrated. Ken Dodd. Well, Nick did him the other day. Nick did Doddy. Sir Bruce Forsyth. Well, Lester Piggott. Jimmy Tarbuck. Ian Lee. Oh, jog on you. I knew there was something coming.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
There are problems on on the M25. Clockwise, there are queues between junction 15 for the M4 and 16 for the M40 because of an accident. And anti-clockwise, 2 lanes are closed just before junction 22 for St Albans, which is causing delays from junction 23 for the A1M. Also, clockwise at junction 25 for Enfield, there was an accident there earlier, which is causing it to be very slow, although all the lanes are open again. On the A10 southbound, it's very slow from the New River Trading Estate southbound towards the M25. And in Cheshunt on Longfield Lane, there was an accident, a police investigation earlier between Rosedale Way and Flamstead End Road, but that has now reopened. On the trains, Thameslink are reporting 20-minute delays into Moorgate because of a train that's broken down between Finsbury Park and Moorgate. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Across beds, hearts and bugs.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 8:30, I'm Simon Oxley. Penn School would have to halve in size even if a new buyer was found. That's according to teachers made redundant yesterday. The Formula One driver Jenson Button has been burgled in the south of France, apparently after being knocked out with an anaesthetic gas. And a group of parents from Biggleswade who paid for play equipment outside their homes have been told to remove it due to potential insurance claims.
Three Counties Sports.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
England's cricketers are on course to win back the Ashes. They'll start day 2 of the 4th Test at Trent Bridge on 274 for 4, with Joe Root on 124. That's a lead of 214 after Stuart Broad's 8 for 15 helped dismiss Australia for just 60 yesterday. The new football season kicks off tomorrow. Watford back in the Premier League and away to Everton. The Hornets have made 10 new signings. Manager Quique Flores says they can stay up.
We believe that we have to fight very hard during the season. May is the final result. May is the month when we know if we keep the category.
Milton Keynes Dons start their first season in the Championship away to Rotherham. Here's boss Carl Robinson.
What a great opportunity to be to play in the Championship with a gang of mates. And that's what we are. We're all close, we're all friends, and we're going to go up in that and have a right good time. We're going to attack, we're going to be on the front foot, we're going to hopefully be exciting. We're going to be a team that nobody expects to compete, as we get told every day of our life. It's just a really exciting place to be.
In League 2, Luton have made 11 new signings and start away to Accrington with striker Craig McHale-Smith, one of several players who will be making his debut for John Still's side.
Piano players, piano carriers. You know, who's going to play the piano where he can, but 6 people have got to bring the piano on for him to play it. So, you know, I think it is a bit like that. Craig's a terrific signing for us. But you know, I mustn't, and we mustn't underestimate the role of people that are not as obvious.
Also in League 2, Teddy Sheringham takes charge of Stevenage for the first time at home to Notts County, and last season's beaten playoff finalists Wickham start the new season at home to York. In the Europa League last night, Southampton went through, West Ham went out. Manchester United and Celtic are in this morning's Champions League playoff draw. BBC Three Counties News and Sport. The next full bulletin is at 9.
Haven't got time for that. Billy!
Hello there.
Hello, Billy. How are you doing?
Yes, I'm okay. Bright and breezy.
Brighton Beach.
Brighton breezy.
Brighton Beach. Your turn. Hang on. Hang on. I feel a game coming. Right, you go first. Say that again.
What, me?
Yeah?
Bright and breezy.
Brighton Beach. Kelly, your turn.
Ah.
There we go.
Hello.
Hang on a minute. Go on, because I've got one. Go on.
Can I have your one?
Bright eyes.
I was just going to start with bright.
Why not? Let's see where this goes.
Okay. Bright eyes.
Locker's your turn.
Come back to me.
It doesn't work. It doesn't fit you out.
No.
Your turn, Billy.
Yeah, what do you want me to say? Hello.
Hello.
I don't know where I am this morning.
Do you not?
Yeah, I know it is now. Now, I called with wondering how many had memories.
None.
Of greasy spoons.
I have a memory of talking about it.
Oh.
I love a greasy spoon. What are your memories of Greasy Spoons?
Right, now here we go.
Here we go, we're in.
I wonder who remembers the Busy Bee Cafe on the Watford bypass.
Oh, why was it so special?
Why it's so special? All those years ago, we used to meet there in the early hours.
I bet you did.
I was a musician in those days, and all the motorbike clubs met there.
Oh, yeah.
They put one of their specialities, if you like.
Oh,
they put a tune on the jukebox.
Yeah.
Got on their motorbikes, up to the Mill Hill roundabout,
yes,
round it, and back to the Greasy Spoon again before the record had finished.
Oh, right. Where was this? This wasn't the place on the North Circular, was it? The Aces Cafe?
No, this was the
because that's always full of bikers.
Oh, this was the Busy Bee on the Watford bypass.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I bet they did horrible, oily cups of tea that tasted fantastic.
Oh, yes. That was a lovely memory that you brought back again to me.
Billy, listen, I've got to move on because I've got you'll like this next story. I think you'll find it interesting. But thank you, Billy. 03459 455 555. I'm going to speak to Charlie Banton now, who's... let's get Charlie to tell his story. Morning, Charlie.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm good. I'm glad to talk to you, mate. Thank you very much. Now, you're 19 years old and you've been doing a lot of work recently trying to raise some money for is it for homeless charities?
Yep, yeah, that certainly is, yeah.
Tell me why. Why is it so important to you?
Okay, well, obviously when I was 16 I was made homeless for about a few weeks. And then obviously I've been to prison a couple of times and things like that. So mainly when I was in prison, there was a lot of people coming into prison that are homeless. And while I was speaking to a few people in there, I thought, this is ridiculous. People are literally coming into prison just to get fed, get a bed and things like that. So when I come out...
It's mad, isn't it, that the prison, for some people, can be seen as a better alternative to the lifestyle that they've got.
Absolutely. I mean,
crazy.
People are just going in there just to get a meal and a bed, and that is it. They're doing petty little crimes, robbing a chocolate bar or something like that, just to get a bed, and they're getting it as well. So that was when I got out. This is my decision to do something about it. I mean, I've changed my life now. I'm doing better than I was, and I've got a secure accommodation now.
Can I ask, Charlie? Can I ask, how did you end up being homeless, and what did you do to go to prison?
I used to be in care at the age of 13, and I went and moved back with a family member. And then obviously a few months down the line, I was kicked out, so I had to stay on the streets and that. And to the other question, obviously I suffer from mental health problems.
Right.
So I won't exactly say what the crime was, but it was bad.
Okay. Well, for a 19-year-old, this is going to sound really patronising, and I don't mean it to. I mean it sincerely. But for a 19-year-old to have realised, to have made their mistakes and realise, actually, do you know what? That ain't working. Let's try something different. Is a pretty good position to be in. So how are you raising money?
Okay, I was raising money through a company. It's an American company from San Diego called GoFundMe. .com.
Oh, that's online, isn't it? So people can go and you say, I'm doing this, and they can go and pledge money online. Yeah.
My link is www.gofundme.com/my72hour mission.
Okay.
Now I've just finished that mission Tuesday morning at 4 a.m. But donations, the link is still up, and it'll be up for another 3 weeks before I start my next one.
And why is it 72 hours? Why is that? What does that mean?
Because I slept. The whole idea was to raise more awareness and money, so I could feed. And, water, you could say, homeless people, and buy essential equipment for them. So I stayed in the street for 72 hours, and that includes sleeping on the street as well.
And you've done this a couple of times. You've got a few more. You're doing one in High Wycombe, aren't you?
Yeah, High Wycombe and Hackney. It'll be Hackney first in East London, and High Wycombe on the way back in January. Dates to be confirmed.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, obviously what happened in Aylesbury will most probably happen in Hackney and London.
Well, this is what I was going to get to, because you've got more booked in the diary, and yet in Aylesbury, something quite horrible happened, didn't it?
Yeah, on a Sunday morning, around 7 o'clock in the morning, I was sleeping on a bit of cardboard down a subway, and someone's come to attempt to rob me, and what they've done is they've stabbed me with a needle, a dirty needle in the chest. So I've woke up near enough, automatically woke up, and he's legged it. I don't know who that he is, but he's legged it. And me just woke up trying to leg it off and try and catch him, but unfortunately I was a bit too slow. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I had to go to hospital, have an X-ray, have a few blood tests.
Have you had all the blood tests? You're all clear and stuff?
No, I'm still waiting to hear.
Oh.
It could take a few more days, maybe even a couple more weeks. But yeah, I'm ringing up the doctor today, so see if we can get it a bit quicker. But yeah,
blimey, that's terrifying.
It was. It was more of obviously it was more of a shock.
Yeah.
But I mean, you could class it as an occupational hazard because that I was going in knowing that something like that may happen, may happen.
Do you think that this person attacked you because they thought you were homeless?
I know exactly why they attacked me.
Go on.
Because I heard from another person. Basically, on a Saturday night, obviously in Aylesbury, we had Jake Wood come down into a club called Fever. He obviously plays Max Branning in EastEnders.
Oh right, okay.
So very, 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 very busy.
Yeah.
And obviously people were coming over to me to speak more about wanting to know more about the awareness side of it, and also donating money at the same time.
Yeah.
But obviously, there's a lot of junkies around at that time in Aylesbury, homeless ones, obviously, and they were following me and things like that, and trying to come up to me and things like that. Even though I've seen them already, I said to them, we have had a chat.
Yeah.
I had to move on to other people to make it fair. And I found out recently that they didn't like the fact that I was kind of in a way nicking their spot. Do you see what I mean? Because they beg.
Okay, yeah.
They didn't like it.
Okay.
And that's probably, I'm 99% sure that is the reason why.
But just to clarify, Max Branning himself is not a suspect
no.
in this.
I didn't even see Max Branning. Which was
I'm not even 100% sure who Max Branning is. Listen, Charlie, it's really nice to hear. Again, I'm such an old fart. I sound like one of those old idiots. But well done. I hope you have sorted your life and your head out. Just give us that link again if people want to go and give you a few quid.
Of course, can. It's www.gofundme.com/my 72-hour mission.
All right.
And I will confirm that East London, Hackney and High Wycombe one later. Probably I'll start planning that one in the next week or so.
All right.
And try and get a bit more
Listen,
awareness.
just send a member of my team a little email when you get your blood test back and we all know that you're all okay, would you? Would you do that?
Absolutely, of course I will.
All right. Nice one, mate. Thank you very much. Well done. There we go. What a nice bloke. Charlie Banton. What a nice gentleman. 03459 455 555 is the telephone number. Oh, look what I bought earlier on during the show.
Well, I'm not the kind to kiss and tell, but I've been...
We'll all sing the chorus in a bit, okay, guys?
I've never been with anything less than a 9. So fine, I've been on fire with Sally Field, gone past with a girl named Bo, but somehow they just don't end up as mine. It's a death-defying life I lead. I take my chances. I die for living in the movies and TV. But the hardest thing I ever do is watch my leading ladies kiss some other guy while I'm bandaging my knee. I might fall from a tall building, I might roll a brand new car, 'cause I'm the unknown stuntman that made Redford such a star. I've never spent much time in school, but I taught ladies plenty. It's true, I hire my body out for pay. Hey, hey, I've gotten burned over Cheryl Teague's, blown up for Raquel Welch. But when I wind up in the hay, it's only hay.
Hey, hey, I might jump from a tall and bridge. I might fall from the Simmons Combine. 'Cause I'm the unknown stuntman that makes Eastwood look so fine. Yeah, yeah. Ticket home, fall guy. Yeah, that's right. It finished earlier than I thought it was another verse. Thought there was going to be another verse and we were all going to sing in. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our new theme tune for the show. Forget the shaggy dog. Forget the suckers who've been on a weird pervy boat that have been dumped on an island lost in time. We've got the Fall Guy. We've got the Fall Guy. Let's go straight to the Texas. Betsy's Texas. Oh, it's a feature. Betsy's Texas.
Ian.
Yes.
How dare you?
What? It's just
Aled
a feature.
Is a legend.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who that's from.
Okay. Oh, hang on. Oh, yep, hang on. Yeah.
You right?
Yes. Fine.
Please let Kath and Kelly do the show from Mark in Bedford.
Okay, fine. That's that sorted then. Is that easy?
These playgrounds become drop-off places for lazy parents.
Sorry, hang on. What?
P-E-R-E-N-T-S.
Hang on. What
Who sit on their backsides.
What?
Watching daytime telly.
Are you actually
while
reading
their
this?
Screaming children are allowed to run riot. Yeah, it's from
Is
Dave.
that real?
Yeah.
These playgrounds. Is that from Dave Luton?
No, that's not Dave Luton's
These
number.
playgrounds. Talking about playgrounds. These playgrounds become drop-off places for lazy parents who sit on their backs. What? You ever been to a playground? Playgrounds are flipping out. You take the boys to the playground and you think, oh, I'm going to get a good sit down now for half an hour, and you can't. Daddy, come and watch this. I'm just having a sit. Come and watch. Daddy, he's hitting me. Oh, you don't get to sit down at a playground, and then you've got to chase them and pretend to be a monster and stuff. And then other people's kids get involved in the game, and you kind of think, is this appropriate? And I hate life.
Good.
Thank you so much for that.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the M25 anti-clockwise, there's been an accident just before junction 22 for St Albans. A car's overturned. It's causing 5-mile queues on the approach from junction 24 for Potters Bar. Also anti-clockwise on the M25, it's very busy between junction 16 for the M40 and 15 for the M4. In High Wycombe on the A404 Marlow Hill, it's very busy on the speed sensors in both directions. And in Bromham on the Bromham Road, that's looking very slow from the A428 at the Branston Way towards Shakespeare Road. On the trains, Thameslink have 20-minute delays between Finsbury Park and Moorgate because the train's broken down at Drayton Park. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Yes, Sammy. Oh, yeah. My holiday starts in 15 minutes. I might buy myself a McDonald's drive-thru on the way home to celebrate. I live in Celebrate. It's a small village. It's not local. You wouldn't have heard of it. It's... Oh. Come on, you can do this. You can do this, fella. The last 15 minutes. Come on. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. Penn School would have to half in size even if a new buyer was found. That's according to teachers made redundant yesterday. The BBC has confirmed that a migrant camp in Calais is to feature in an edition of Songs of Praise. And a group of parents from Biggleswade who paid for play equipment outside their homes have been told to remove it due to potential insurance claims. Let's get the webs.
Beds, hearts and bucks weather.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Hang on. Hang on.
Hello.
Oh, you're there.
Good morning.
For some reason, I expected you to be on ISDN 5. I'm panicking because I've not got an ISDN 5.
Which one am I on?
You're on ISDN 4, which I think you might always be on. I think it might be my mistake. But do you know what? I'm big enough to blame that on Kelly. So, Kelly, that is out of order. Words
That's
after the
me.
show.
Will you leave Kelly alone?
Oh, Rizzini's feisty. What's happening in the world of webs?
Well, it's going to be a nice day, and it's going to be a nice weekend as well. We'll see lots of sunshine around, plenty of sunshine today. We do have some cloud out there that's thinning and breaking as we speak. It's been a chilly start, but temperatures will rise up into the 20s today. I think we'll get up to 22 or 23 degrees Celsius quite widely, and just a light breeze, so pleasant in the sunshine. Overnight tonight, it's dry, it's clear. We're looking at lows of around 12 or 13 degrees, I think, in the towns, a bit lower than that in the rural spots. Tomorrow, lots of sunshine around, some more cloud through the afternoon, perhaps here and there, and I think it will turn cloudier during the day on Sunday, but still plenty of sunny spells. Temperatures up into the mid-20s in Celsius. That's where they'll tend to stay into next week as well. So good weekend for being outdoors. All in all, Ian, I should be at work.
I should be. I'm going potholing on Sunday.
That's definitely the wrong place to be, in a hole.
Me and Paul Scoynes, the political reporter, we're going to try and squeeze ourselves into a tight, wet, dark crack. And I'm just concerned.
Good Lord.
I know. Literally, and this isn't even me joking now, we could die, Elizabeth.
Oh, that would be really sad, Ian. I would be a bit sad if that happened. Well, stay safe when you're potholing. Think of us out in the sunshine.
That sounded like... I could actually... Right, hang on a minute, forget this. I'm doing a dangerous sport that could kill me.
Yes.
You're joking about it.
I'm not. I said I would be really sad. Why is that joking?
You said it in a sarcastic voice.
No, I didn't. No,
Yes,
I
you did.
didn't.
Yes, you did.
No.
Yes.
No,
you
just
did.
because you say everything.
You said it in a sarcastic voice.
I did. I said I
You
would
did
be
it.
really
You did.
sad, and
You
I
said-
meant
you know,
it.
You didn't even mean that.
I don't know. I really did. I really did, Ian. I would be quite sad.
You're doing it now. Right. Goodbye, Elizabeth. Maybe we'll speak again. Maybe not.
Every weekday morning.
One partially closed and the others didn't operate at all.
I have contacted other companies who do it professionally, and they said it should have been anchored down.
The JVS Show.
It was looked over by the garage and they told me do not move the vehicle anywhere. It's a complete death trap.
The JVS Show fights for your rights and tackles your consumer problems.
I'm getting nowhere. I've tried on numerous occasions to talk to the manager of this company.
If you need our help, email jvsshow@bbc.co.uk.
So they said, we're going to contact the customer, we're going to have a chat, and we're going to make a gesture to that customer.
And we could do the same for you.
Without your programme, I don't know what you'd do in the morning.
The JVS Show, weekdays from 9 on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Okay, so we've lost Scylla, we've lost Arthur Daly, a little dodgy maybe, but underneath he's all right. Do you remember that song?
Yes, I think I do.
Who was it? Was it by the firm that did Star Trek in? Because I remember all the words. I can sing it to you now.
I'm going to get asked about this tomorrow as well, so I should know.
I haven't heard this song in over 30 years. I reckon I can do all of the chorus.
Come on then.
All right, my son, say no more, leave it out, no bother, as it happens, it's your shout. Oh, then I stumbled there. Hang on. All right, my son, say no more, leave it out, no bother, it happens, it's... can't remember. Arthur Daly, a little dodgy maybe, but underneath, he's all right. Was it the firm? I think it was the firm.
Yeah, who did Star Trekking across the universe?
I had both of those records. My taste in music as a youngster was...
Well, to be fair, Star Trekking was actually a very, very big hit, and it was a firm favourite here.
They were all bent, weren't they? All of the firm were bent. I'm sure they were all bent.
Possibly.
They'd been to prison. That's where they got their name from.
Yeah, possibly.
I'm sure they had.
I wouldn't like to confirm that for legal reasons.
Okay, well, for legal reasons. Here we go. Remember this? My son said, "Well, leave it out, no bother as it happens. It's your shout. Right to an eight, hang about. What's the damage? Cheek here, who's your mate? The geezer with the bunny in the trilby. Reckons he's a jet, but he ain't all that. Arthur Daly, a little dodgy maybe, but underneath, he's all right. This actually isn't bad, is it?
Chaz and Dave involved in this?
No, the style of Chaz and Dave was involved.
Stolen
The
Chaz and
intellectual
Dave.
property on it. They're all bent, aren't they? Hang on. And it doesn't feature Arthur Daly singing. It's just him singing about Arthur Daly.
Yeah.
Used car motor trade. I've heard this for 30 years. Ready? All together now. All right, my son, say no more, leave it out, no bother as it happens. It's your shout straight up, pull the other in a right, 2 and 8, hang about. What's the chief here? Who's your mate? The geezer in the bunny in the trilby. Yeah, reckons he's a jit, but he ain't all that. Arthur Daly, a little dodgy maybe, but underneath, he's all right. Now,
hey boss, come on.
Yeah, thank you, Jonathan's given me utmost respect.
That was actually really impressive.
Now, the thing is, right, what no one has mentioned, and this has just come to me. Hang on a second. What's his name? Arthur Daly. It's just come to me. He released a record. Arthur Daly and Minder, they released a record. Do you remember this?
Oh, listen to that, Arthur. That's your actual Bo Bells.
So Top of the Pops.
Hang on, Top of the Pops. Hang on a minute. Let me find the studio version because they actually. Hang on a minute. What?
You're giving me ideas for my show tomorrow.
Oh, mate, take them.
Seriously.
Take them and run with them. I'm surprised you didn't think of... Okay, they did a song called What We're Going to Get for Her Indoors. Remember this? I had this as well. Here we go. Hang on a second.
Oh, dear.
This is Minder and Arthur Daly.
It's a great intro. Already it's got me...
Listen to that, Arthur. That's your actual Bo Bells.
Yeah, listen to that. It's a disgrace on a public thoroughfare. They ought to be reported to the Noise Abasement Society.
God's sake, Arthur, it's Christmas, isn't it? A time of goodwill.
Oh, this is
Time
good.
to make your will, you mean? We've only just finished with £1.50 for the guy, mister. Used to be a penny in my day.
Yeah, but Queen Victoria's dead, isn't she?
No, I suppose it's going to be GBH of the Year old from Carol Singers.
Do you remember this?
I don't. I really don't.
Bennett.
It's tough and it's lonely in top management.
Oh, don't give me no earache. You don't even pay your rent. I've got a lock up with no lock on, and it's snowing outside.
It's got a catchy chorus, hang on.
Present soon, there'd be nowhere to hide. I've got a lovely furry coat. I could tell her it's me. Now she's Sussex skunk, 'cause it don't have pen and ink. It doesn't. It does. You know. I would. Here's a turn up with a book. What? Hold on, here comes Chisholm. He's giving me a funny look. What now?
Here we go.
Sing. He don't know one carol from another.
What we gonna get for her indoors?
This is brilliant, isn't it? Don't tell me your problems, 'cause this one's yours. Tried shopping. That's typical. Right, there's no respect. You made me laugh, you do. No, Terence, please. Just leave me out. After all I've done for you.
What are we gonna get for her indoors? That was not mentioned once in any of the tributes.
As a guy, I can relate to that song.
Oh, I do. I wonder if Minder stands the test of time. If I were to watch, my parents, we had one of the first video recorders in our street. It was nicked. We weren't allowed to talk about it at school, and we had to hide it behind the sofa. And my parents would tape on Betamax Minder, and then we'd watch it before we went to school.
I reckon it would stand
up.
up.
8 years old. Do you reckon?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Have you not spoken to car dealers recently?
He was good, wasn't he? I mean,
be very nice.
Here we go. All together now.
What will I get for Christmas for her indoors?
I mean, he's not got the best singing voice in the world, but
it's the message.
Don't give me your...
Anyway, so he's getting all the props now. We should have been playing this last week.
Absolutely.
We should have been playing this. This is exactly the example. We should have been playing that last week and laughing about that last week and saying, oh, let's get George Cole on the phone and see if he can talk to us about that. And we didn't. And I'm going to regret that forever. Cilla Black, all the big tributes after she died. We have decided that we're going to start celebrating heritage legends, old people, while they're still alive.
Yeah.
And you came up with the idea, Jerry Marsden, today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Jerry Marsden, absolute legend. So we've got a little package here about Jerry. Also on the streets this morning, talking to people about him. And as you say, celebrating this great man's life. Perspectives from right the way across the world coming up here as well. Here's what happened. Forget Chris Evans, Rupert Grint and Prince Harry, Jerry Marsden is the UK's favourite ginger. His first 3 songs went straight to number 1. Not even the Beatles did that. How do you do it? I Like It, and this, a football anthem. This feat was not matched for 21 years when fellow Scousers Frankie Goes to Hollywood enjoyed the same success. He still tours up and down the country, thrilling audiences wherever he goes. In October, he's performing in Stevenage. And just the mention of his name on the streets today brought smiles and emotion. How would you describe Jerry Marsden?
Absolute player.
Appreciate your time. When I mentioned the name Jerry to you straight away, you smiled, didn't you?
Oh, yes, that's my sort of music.
We're celebrating Jerry Marsden today. It's the right thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. As far as I was aware, he's a lovely man.
We always celebrate people when they've died, don't we? And that's the wrong thing. We should be celebrating these people every single day.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, why not? You know, everyone's got a right to be celebrated, whether alive or dead.
Yeah. Let's get the Zimbabwe perspective. Jerry Marsden, in one word, sir.
Legend.
Really means that much to you?
Yes, it does. It means somebody who has done something great for the people.
And he's certainly done that. It's a great Zimbabwe perspective. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Come on, sir. And you'll never walk...
Again.
Oh, that's a different version. All right, mate, thanks very much.
No problem.
Jerry Marsden, MBE, one of the nicest men in showbiz. We salute you, sir. Hashtag legend.
What you've done there... We'll come up with a title for this. That was brilliant. It's one of the best things we've done. That's called doing a pre-Gambo. Yeah. A pre-Gamboccini. You're getting in there before they pass away.
Yeah.
This is going to be a regular feature.
Absolutely.
We'll come up with a catchy name. I love it. Brilliant.
Right.
We've got to fit these two. Stay there, mate. You've got to fit these two geezers in. Morning, geezers. Flipping it. Geezers.
Are you talking to me, pal? Yes. 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 Are you talking to me, pal? Yes. What pothole are you going down in? Yeah, I know it is now. Yeah. Who, you? Oh, my God almighty. Who's that? Oh, dear, oh, Christ. Who's that? Who's that? Yeah, I know it is now. What pothole are you going down in? Yes. Fill it in. What are you beefing on about? Oh, dear, oh. Have a nice 2 weeks holiday. Give us all a bit of peace, God. Eh? Just shut it, pal. Shut it, pal. Oh, you're up, Paul. Oh, dear. Come back,
It's
Catherine.
disgusting.
Come back, Catherine. We're waiting to see you Monday.
Bye, Dennis.
Goodbye.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
There are long delays on the M25 anti-clockwise from junction 24 for Potters Bar towards junction 22 for St Albans because a car's overturned. There were 2 lanes closed, but they have now reopened though. Anti-clockwise on the M25, it's busy between junction 16 for the M40 and 15 for the M4. In Luton on King Street, there's reports of an accident near the Chapel Viaduct, and in Bromham on the Bromham Road, that's looking very busy on the speed sensors between the Branston Way and Shakespeare Road. On the trains, Thameslink have 20-minute delays to Moorgate because a train's broken down at Drayton Park. Samantha Bruff, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Sammy, thank you very much. Thank you, Lockers, for stepping in this week. Thank you, Kelly Betts, for doing a little sexy wiggle there. It's appreciated. It is appreciated. Dealey, gold as always. I'm off for 2 weeks. I'm going to be at home. I'm not going away, so you can't break in and steal my stuff. Catherine's back next week. Don't tell her where I am, OK? I don't want to be in any contact with that woman at all. New podcast is going up soon. Dealey will guide you through the next couple of weeks. You can always send me an email, ian.lee@bbc.co.uk. I'm on holiday. Ta-ta, losers.
Local and vocal across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
How nice. Thank you, Ian. Good morning. Welcome to the JVS show. I'm Jonathan Vernon Smith. It's Friday. It's 9 o'clock, and on today's Big Phone In, is filming songs of praise in the Calais migrant camp a good use of the BBC licence fee? The BBC has confirmed its flagship religious programme, Songs of Praise, is being filmed from the migrants' camp in Calais. The film crew have spent a day filming in a makeshift Ethiopian Orthodox church, and the host, Aled Jones, is expected to join them this weekend. The programme will also include left-wing Reverend Giles Fraser, who quit as canon of St Paul's Cathedral in support of left-wing squatter protesters, the Occupy group. The response on social media, it'd be fair to say, has been very critical, with tweeters complaining that the BBC is wasting money filming in Calais with illegal migrants. Well, this morning I want to hear your reaction to this. Is filming Songs of Praise in the Calais migrant camp a good use of the BBC licence fee? I'd love your call with your reaction to this on 03459 455 555.
This is the JVS show
on BBC Three Counties Radio.
But first, let's get the latest BBC News. It's 9:01. Here's Simon Oxley.
The headlines claim that offer has been made for Penn School. Songs of praise at Calais migrant camp. An injured Watford fan thanks Luton supporters.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Penn School, the special school in Buckinghamshire in administration, would have to halve in size even if a new buyer was found. That's according to teachers who were among the 71 staff made redundant yesterday. Administrators say there are no firm offers, but former teaching assistant David Booth says that's not the case.
These people have had an offer put on the table. It's been accepted financially. The man has been given till today to put a management package together, of which they are all working extremely hard to do, to keep the school open on a reduced amount of children.
The BBC has confirmed that a migrant camp in Calais is to feature in an edition of Songs of Praise. A crew, including host Aled Jones, is due to arrive at the site this weekend. Meanwhile, Eurotunnel says it has begun an investigation after a migrant almost succeeded in walking through the Channel Tunnel to the UK.